Hello and welcome. You are watching Lognarok. We're a Twitch channel. Tonight we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. You're watching episode number 12, Birth of the Red Dragon. The Birth of the Red Dragon is a 5th edition D&D homebrew adventure. And you guys are jumping in at the start of a new chapter as the city of Oxton, which they are all mostly new to, is under a bit of turmoil politically. When they first visited, they discovered that the governor was corrupt and potentially working with an evil sorcerer. And because of that, they outed him, and it led them to a bit of a political uprising. The High Council, which is part of the Empire, brought that governor in, and they are now questioning him. The governor's out of the picture, and they're having an election for a new governor. Lander Dawnstar is a high half-elf sorcerer. A high half-elf sorcerer. He is probably high. He's a nobleman, high sorcerer, half-elf. He's a high sorcerer. He's a high half-elf. And, basically, he is going to be running for governor, and the adventurers are going to help him out. They're running against Marco Wonderman, who is part of the Merchant Guild, which is also, like, low-key the Merchant Guild is for the war against the evil sorcerer, so they are trying not to, like, fuck with that too much. Irina, what's up? Irina Elf. I hope you had an awesome fucking legendary stream yesterday. That was so much fun to be in there. And so the campaign is going to open up. We are in Dragon Keep, which belongs to Lander Dawnstar. And the adventurers have that there now as their own home, their own setup, their own getaway. They just got back from a big quest and adventure. If you're not familiar with the quest they just got back from, it was a huge undead village that was being overrun from the evil sorcerer, and they just got back to reclaim their quest and ended up getting wrapped into this political campaign. I'm going to jump into the adventuring lobby now. We'll talk more about that in a second, but let's get over to our adventurers. Mm-hmm. Hello, adventurers.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hi.
General Kenobi. Real quick, before we begin, let's just go around, introduce ourselves to Radioland. Let's just start with you, Brian, since you weren't here last episode. You can just start with yourself.
Sure. Yeah, so my name is Brian. I play a human artificer named Garrett. And from what I've heard, apparently the party completely forgot that I existed. And I do exist.
Who is this?
Hell yeah. The man, the myth, the mystery showed up in the middle of the campaign with some fucking vibes and then just like disappeared one night. And we'll see how Garrett makes their comeback this episode.
Like we actively ignore him.
He's like in Fantastic Mr. Fox or whatever, the little rabbit. There's who are you? Where'd you come from? The one that's always on the. I have the video posted on my YouTube channel. Just a quick clip of that. Yeah. Who are you? Where do you come from? Why do you keep following us? Garrett's like, just showing up, handing out people stones and like laying down wires. Everybody's like, what the fuck is that guy doing? But more into that magic. Let's head over to our intelligent side of the group and go to our wizard. It sounded like you started talking and then went quiet.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Nerva, is a drow abjuration wizard.
Cool.
Recently has found some pleasure in stabbing, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you used a dagger. Yeah, Penguin.
Also in possession of an amulet, which has like given her power that is still kind of a mystery.
Yeah, and to go into the campaign very briefly, the election's coming up in a month. Before the just shortly after the full moon, so you may want to do some investigation sooner rather than later, as time will in this campaign session, time will pass pretty quick. So that's just a heads up for you, Nerva.
That's good.
And then our bard, our fighter, who are we working with? The man of many faces. That's you, Kevin.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was like, I guess kind of, but I have been playing Charmaine. So I'm Peyo. So my name's Kevin, and I play as Peyo Morrison. I've also played as Charmaine. Charmaine is a bard. She's kind of a cute little lady who kind of spunky,
Mhm.
and she's a little lady. She's a half. Wait, she's a halfling.
Mm-hmm. Literally a little lady.
She really is.
And metaphorically.
Also true. But in our last episode, it was the triumphant return of Peyo Morrison, a Psy Knight from another dimension.
I like Niter. I think that's a Psy-Niter. Like fucking.
He's a Psy Knighter,
Yeah, hell yeah.
and his catchphrase is Cyaniter.
Cyaniter.
Cyaniter. Nice.
Right.
Everybody take 1d4 psychic damage.
And he's been he's been spending a lot of time. He hasn't been with the party lately, and once we get into it, we'll discuss why.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really happy, Kevin, that you're able to like roll with this, and because I just really wanted a bard in the party, and I was like, I feel like Peyo needs like as a character, Peyo needs more time like in isolation for his like character line, his like character arc.
This is true.
You know, and so I was like, and you know, you had a vacation you were on, so like you had some time there, but then I really wanted a bard like in the party. And I'm just really happy that you were able to pick up Charmaine and just absolutely bring her to life. She was
That
just
vicious mockery.
Yeah.
is no joke.
Yeah, vicious mockery is fucking awesome, dude. Yeah, I'm really happy because Charmaine was just like a picture on a storyline to me, and you actually brought life to her, so that was fucking awesome. Let's go to the Birdman, Mr. Dent. Wait,
Oh, Mr.
what's Harvey Birdman?
By the way,
Harvey Dent is a different character.
that's Two-Face.
Two-Face is Harvey Dent, yeah.
By the way, to the psychic damage, I think I have to take 2d4 as I'm more sensitive to sound as a bird.
Oh yeah, you heard the joke right into your brain, right in the cranium.
So my name's Jose, playing Erizo, our wonderful ranger birdman hunter, and yeah, definitely took a little bit of downtime to learn some things, and hoping to be able to show off some new knowledge if it's usable in this coming venture.
Hell yeah. My favorite thing about you, Erizo, I mean Jose, my favorite thing about you, other than just being a jolly man, but as Erizo, I don't like. It's hard as a DM to have Aarakocra in a campaign because they're so broken with their ability to fly at level 1. But playing with you has been a breath of fresh air because it's like you're not trying to play a bird Aarakocra to break the game. You just want to be a fucking bird folk hero. Like you just want to be a bird that shoots a bow. Like you're not trying to min-max out. I mean, you're trying to make a great character, and you have been, but you're not trying to just like ruin my life as a DM because there's so many horror stories with Aarakocras. And I actually saw a meme that was like my buddy picking a Aarakocra Beastmaster and everybody in the party shitting on him for that being like worst character and like people wanting to break the game with or whatever. And then it's just like the Aarakocra Beastmaster just wanted to be a fucking bird and have a pet dog. And it was like a sad face, like emoji thing. Just like, I'm just trying to be a bird, man. And I was like, dude, that's like totally reminds me of Erizo. Like 100% like badass, has a rave whistle, just like kicks in the clutch. Yeah, good shit, man. Thanks for making me learn.
Oh my god,
What?
sorry. I was just gonna say you reminded me of my rave whistle. It's just like, where is it? Where is it? Oh, I just found it.
Found it. Good, yeah. Dude, keep it on deck. We realized one combat session, everybody in the party was casting some kind of like magic missile or arcane focus that was like shooting out like lights of some kind, and Erizo was like in the front line of combat twirling these short swords as all these lights were flashing. We're like, dude, let the fucking rave begin. And since he's a bird, he has like the bird whistle, so he's just blown the rave whistle, casted Zephyr Strike, and was just rave dancing. And I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. Like, that's something that's gonna just with me now. Oh shit. Well, to the next rave master, the guy who supplies all the raves, the druid in the group.
Yeah, me, Getafix. Play Furbog Druid, and I'm the coolest Furbog Druid I know.
That's damn straight.
Absolutely true.
100%. I know of other Furbog druids, but like just none of them are quite as caliber as Getafix. And the tidal wave, man. Every party needs a character that can just dump a fucking tidal wave. And more on Getafix later. But I did want to mention too, Elyard's missing this week. Elyard is just going to be, in training montage default mode. But Tamir has some surf buddies that are visiting, so that was just the topic of tidal wave. I wanted to throw that in there. He will not be in this session tonight. Okay. Getafix, do you want to do me a solid while I finish up some prep work on this? And do you want to just run us through? You can just be very brief if you'd like. What happened last session, in your opinion, and like what the future looks like for the party?
Yeah. So we made it back to the Oxton, and we have a residence at the Dragon's Keep, and Lander Dawnstar has rewarded us with gold and requests that we help him with his campaign to run for governor, which, as Logan mentioned earlier, the vote will be in 1 month. So it is up to us as a party to decide how we are to go about helping Dawnstar win that election.
Absolutely. And you guys have a choice, like you have like kind of a loose quest. You by no means like have to think too hard about this. I want you guys to just put yourselves in your character's shoes. The mechanics will sort themselves out. You need to gain votes for Lander Dawnstar in the surrounding like little villages. Now these towns, these small like hovels and stuff, they're not very large. It's more or less just like a town hall building and maybe a couple other buildings that are used as like granaries, right? Stockpiles for Oxton, and just like some small houses of people that farm or herd cattle, etc. You guys will just have to figure out on the map. Red is very out as pro Lander. So Arden, you guys have learned the city Arden is already like aligned with you guys. I'll read off here quick which cities you already know about, because you did get some information earlier about some of the cities. And so what we're going to do today is go over the start of this campaign and go through this. You have learned that, yeah, Arden is almost a haven for people who align with Land of Dawnstar. It's very guild, like labor guild heavy, and they are very conservative, just to like the old ways of Oxton, and wanting things just to go back to how they used to be. People worked hard, people fought in the wars and everything, but they believe politics has really corrupted and even prolonged these wars more than they have to be, because the merchants are making a lot of money profiting from these wars. And the merchants themselves have a good foothold in Dia, which is south of the map. Dia is, you guys have learned that is a very strong separatist city. The separatists have proven their allegiance with the merchants. Next, you also know about the main drag, which the rest of them are black squares around them. Those black squares represent you don't know for sure where the allegiance lies. And so I've basically rolled for allegiance on every one of these towns and villages on a scale of 1 to 20. Now, 15 to 20 is going to be pro Lander Dawnstar. 1 through 5 is pro Marco Wonderman. Marco Wonderman being the separatist appointed politician that's running for governor. And you guys will have to go to these towns, not just figure out, but depending on what kind of like things that you do to help interact with them, will roll you a loyalty score. Every completion or failure of a quest will add to me personally rolling a loyalty score, which is a D4. And that D4 is going to sway their vote in a direction. So that's how we're going to game it. The mechanics on how you guys do that is totally up to you. I'm on my toes. I've got like 40 tabs open of different things that I might need. And I'm sorry, there's also one more city. Clego, which is on the far right. That's a refugee city. And it's a lot of refugees from Penguin, which was taken over by an undead attack by Sephiron. And you could almost imagine that whatever you guys being the heroes who went into Penguin and sorted some shit out, it's still fucked. It's still an absolute wasteland. But you guys went in there and you brought back Henry Brighthammer, the paladin who went there first. You guys brought back that news of him and everything. So you're helping. And the people of Clego really, you could imagine the refugees really support that. So you know that much. And last episode, we ended with dinner at Lander Dawnstar's table. He's a nobleman, so it was a nice little dinner. There's some chicken wings there for appetizers. Erizo had some chicken wings, and we questioned the birds' like cannibalism, but they were like, yeah, birds eat birds all the time. Like, that's just like fine, right? They're raptors. And then you guys had Peyo Morrison. You heard the wolf howl outside, and Peyo Morrison just like showed up in his duster because Lander, was able to get a hold of him and told him to be there for the dinner. And you guys all leveled up. You guys have all leveled up from Penguin. And also, to kind of help us explain more on like, oh yeah, thank you for moving your token, whoever that was that just moved that. Dragon Keep is like past the Oxton Temple. These like little squares just represent like it's a mountain range. You guys are up in the mountain range that looks over the Oxton region, up on a mountainside. Each one of you leveled up. So I want to hear kind of like, you leveled up in Penguin. So your level up could occur while I was in Penguin. I discovered this, and now I've had some downtime to figure it out. We can say that about like 3-4 days have maybe gone by at the mansion as you guys have been like resting, getting your shit together, meditating on stuff, whatever it might be, and your level up could have occurred then. So, starting off with Nerva, if you want to go ahead and give us the skinny on how a wizard level ups. Yo, Throatzilla, what the heck? Thank you so much. Judweiser! Throatzilla, check out Judweiser. You just gifted us sub to Judweiser. Fucking awesome, dude. Fucking badass, dude.
So it's not really like effective necessarily, but she's learned a couple new spells that will kind of imitate the thrill of stabbing.
That's fucking awesome. So yeah, because you had stabbed the zombies and now.
Yeah, but I realized
I'm feeling a little stabby.
Yeah, probably be more effective with like magic than like actually trying to stab people with a dagger. So yeah, I've picked up a couple of spells for that, and then I also realized like out of game that I wasn't leveling up correctly and adding enough spells.
So you got so you really yeah.
So yeah, I guess I was kind of
Yo, creative, what's up, man?
doing some focusing on like violence, I suppose, maybe because of the amulet and the undead. It was like we got attacked by undead and assassins all at the same time, and
you're young.
I don't know. I was pretty mad about that.
Yeah, you're young and you're starting to come of age in the middle of this adventure. And maybe you already were of age, but you're just like really maturing, and your environment has been pretty exciting where you're like, fuck, it's time to really get to there's a war coming, like everybody can feel it.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just like I've just been focusing on trying to, I don't know, just like a little dark with it, I guess, and we'll see if any of that is actually useful coming up.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, this is a political session, but with the way things are right now, it could end up erupting a little bit. It could end up getting a little fighty, a little stabby. Peyo.
Nerva woke up today and she chose violence.
Yeah.
She definitely chose violence.
The whole dinner at Lander Dawnstar's table, she's just like, whatever, as soon as this ends, I'm going to my fucking spell book and I am working on some stabbies. Cool.
So Peyo definitely admires that in Nerva. He's a man of violence, but these past few days he hasn't really been with the crew much. He's been out in the forest, hanging out with his wolf, whom he only names Wolf, and people don't know what it's called, and he's just like, that's Wolf. And he's been going back and forth, and doing that, he's become more acquainted with nature, and he's become a ranger as well as a Psy Knight now.
Skirt.
Yeah, so, and the amount of time spent with the wolf has increased his proficiency in animal handling. He was already a wanderer, so he was really good with maps and geography, but now he's also a natural explorer, and it's almost impossible for him to get lost in the woods now.
That is so fitting for Peyo Morazan to take Natural Wanderer as well. Like, that is, to go into Ranger and get that, it's very fitting.
Right, and because he's been spending, he was a wanderer and everything, so he was already good at like hunting and everything, but because he's had to track animals a lot more and everything, he's got a specialty on beasts now. So yeah, he can, like, his favorite enemy is now a beast, and
very cool.
Yeah, so any kind of beast he'll have advantage against them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can also see in Peyo that there's a slight change. It's not like he won't throw down and drink excessively from time to time, but he's become a little bit more serious, and it's probably because he's gotten kind of tied to this wolf.
Yeah.
It's grounded him. It's made him feel a little bit more responsible. So he's not as
Peyo's a dad now. That's just what happens.
in a sense, yeah, yeah. Although he kind of like both him and the wolf, they kind of have this respect towards one another,
Mm,
not like paternalistic, but more like we're friends. But like
yeah.
I don't entirely trust you, and I respect that.
Nice. Because the wolf is still wild.
Exactly.
And so is Peyo. Even though, but
Absolutely.
they're both agreeing to humor each other. And you also
Right.
could have learned a little bit of rangering when you were in the woods, mimicking what you saw from Erizo, as he's been in the ranger in the party that you've been with, and he hasn't been completely unsavory with you. In fact, every time you've gone drinking, every time you've just like old Peyo marched up to the bar and grabbing drinks, Erizo was right behind you the whole time. In fact, when a guy threw a beer mug at you, Erizo jumped up and stabbed him in the stomach. So there's some respect that you maybe have for Erizo where you're like, I kind of want to like, you have a respect for him too, maybe.
Right. No, there's that. There's definitely that. But he's always been kind of wary of people who want to be friendly with him right away. I mean, he was like one of those what gladiator and force. So like he doesn't make ties easily. For some reason though, like the softness of Getafix is like Getafix is like he likes Getafix because Getafix doesn't push, you know?
Yeah.
And Erizo comes for Peyo, Erizo comes off as like too friendly, and that's a bit of a turnoff for Peyo. But he does really like the group because while he was away, he chose not to go to Penguin with the group, but he did come back to check up on them
He did
that
come
one
back,
night,
yeah.
and he was playing the dulcimer with Charmaine, and then he disappeared before shit hit the fan.
Mhm.
But like he does kind of feel like a responsibility towards the group. He does like the group.
He might
But
not
he
have
also
even
has
known the
that
group
wolf.
was there that night. He just went in for a little drink and then back out to the woods.
But he was excited, yeah.
Yeah.
And like he has like he has that dichotomy, right? Like he likes the group and everything. He likes feeling like he's part of a pack of sorts, but he also feels like he needs to spend a lot of time
Pulling the
alone.
pack into it. I like the wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, the crossover.
So
Wicked, man.
that's what he's been up to.
And this is just another chapter in Peyo's long character arc.
Yeah.
Erizo, how'd your level up go, man? Our seasoned ranger of the group.
Oh yeah. Level up I think it went pretty good. Definitely after I had that penguin adventure, it definitely pushed me to push a little bit further and past my limits and really grow that way. But now, you know, after that, I still have that. Erizo definitely just has that lingering feeling, you know, things aren't done and there's always potential to continue growing. So definitely taking that into consideration, and now, you know, definitely having pretty much all the pieces to the puzzle that I need. All I need now is to be able to find somebody to help me put them together in a way that they'll hold.
Oh yeah,
give me.
You're talking about that piece of the story.
Yeah,
Hell
that particular
yeah.
thing. So we'll see what kind of progress I'm able to make, in the time coming in the future, and see where it goes from there.
Cool. And you can definitely start that investigation once we get into roleplay here.
Oh.
Getafix, our esteemed Furbog Druid.
Yeah, Getafix had a lot going on.
He had a really big episode in Penguin when he had a big episode against Brighthammer.
So as we know, Getafix received Mother Ziona's staff.
Mm-hmm.
And with the level up, Getafix had decided to multi-class and pick up Cleric with the
Woo!
Yeah, fucking
With-
awesome.
with the life domain. And his initial intentions were to kind of shift healing over to cleric and focus druid more on
I
damage.
love this. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
but
me
I love
too.
this. Okay, continue.
Trent and I talked about this last night, and the whole time I was like giddy the whole time.
So initial intention was to switch healing spells over to cleric and more damage for druid, but when Getafix started looking over the cleric spells, he fell in love with a couple of them. So healing is going to stay mostly on druid, but there was some shifting around of spells, and Getafix is ready to show off his new skills.
The backstory of Mother Ziona is that over 1,000 years ago, probably many more than that, there was a massive civil war with the High Elves and the Wood Elves and a lot of other elves, but it was a lot of Wood Elves versus the High Elves, as High Elves wanted to keep humans enslaved, as humans were domesticated by elves at this point. And Wood Elves were like, no, they're doing fine, and the human population was booming. Dwarves were just like building their keep stronger and stronger and digging deeper and deeper. And then there was this crack in the earth, and orcs poured out of it, and then it just created the civil war between the elves, became like a 4-way fight, and there was just like all this bloodshed. And after this long magical civil war, the earth was charred, and Mother Ziona, a nature cleric, human nature cleric, she had just gone around Aurum healing the land. And now, like, humans in this world praise her like a god. Even though she was a real person, the religion of the Empire is atheist, but they do believe in Mother Ziona, and they give her this, like, tremendous respect, and that keeps her magic around still today. And at the end, in the consecrated nature shrine, where Getafix had found the staff, Mother Ziona whispered to him through the trees, the breeze that was going through the canopy, and I got chills from that, just saying that. Getafix heard from Mother Ziona that another war is coming, and that if Aurum's going to be healed again, it's going to take another power. It's going to take another to heal the world the way she had. And so he accepted the staff, attuned to it, and since he is already this, like, healing druid, he's already nature. He didn't have the nature cleric side of things. He got this, like, life healing form from it, and it was just really magical and just overall, like, really fucking cool. Really cool story going into that, which is fun. And I was also really glad that you decided to take the multi-class when I offered it. I was like, you can multi-class in the cleric now, or you can keep doing druid. Like, I don't want to get in the way of anything. But that was really great. Garrett, did you want to talk about your level up? But I feel like that might reveal...
Not yet.
We're not quite ready for that yet.
There are things to talk about, yes. Just not yet.
Okay, bet. Mother Ziona is not who I was going to mention. Lander Dawnstar. You can find him over these, like, 3 to 4 days. He is at the dining room table a lot with, like, a coffee, and he's, like, writing and he's studying. He's also in the back of the mansion chopping wood quite a bit. You can always see him in the back, like, chopping the wood to heat the place up, because it is getting cold. It's about fall time. It's actually getting to be late fall now. We're coming up on what would be the equivalent of, like, the Hunter's Moon, the November full moon, in a couple weeks in game. And he's out back chopping wood himself. He does have a lot of staff. In fact, if you guys have questions related to things, you're also very close to the university, the Magic University. Not Magic the Gathering, the guild inside Oxton, but the actual university where the magic is kept and held. And you see him, he takes his like horse down there from time to time. He doesn't teach classes anymore, but he does instruct professors as he's the high sorcerer in this like whole area. He's very powerful. Backstory on him, that he told you guys about this as well because it's part of his campaign. He ran to be a part of the High Council, which is the 9 seats of the Empire that assist King Murdoch in ruling Aurum, and he was turned down. And he says it was because he seemed to be too powerful and going for too much power, and he just was humbled by that. Quote, humbled by that is what his campaign is about, is him being humble. So is there anything that you guys want to do at this point before the if you guys want to, I do need you guys to, somebody has to get the party together and start the rock tour. Kevin, you can just like autopilot Charmaine if you want.
Yeah, so Charmaine, she decides to help out Lander. She's gung ho about this, as anyone could imagine. She's got a lot of excitement about this. She kind of feels like Lander is the solution to what happened in Pingyan.
Right.
And so she has devoted herself to Lander 100% in her quirky way, and you will find her kind of orbiting around him.
I see him chopping wood and her just talking his ear off. As
Yeah,
he's like,
and
this
he's
is
like
supposed
gracious
to be
about
Yeah.
it, but she is like annoying.
Yeah.
But while she's out chopping wood, while Lander's out chopping wood, Peyo goes out there. He's got that experience as well because he's currently, the reason that he's spending a lot of time out in the forest is he's kind of little by little building himself. He built a small camp and he's trying to build an establishment out there. And so he's got interest in like cutting wood and stuff. And he talks to Lander and he's really interested in finding out if there's any good place to find a longbow because he's found that it's really hard for him to get like the traps can only go so far out in the woods.
Yeah.
He'd like a longbow. And so he chops wood in an effort to get gracious with this guy who is powerful. Having been a leader himself, he's interested in seeing now he's like starting to put down roots someplace. He's interested in knowing some of the powerful folks, and he also wants to know if there's any like high quality longbow that he can find.
Well, if longbows are what you're looking for, I'd advise you head to the clans.
Well, thank you, and that's what I'll do.
And while you're there,
Mm-hmm.
be a peach. Ask for my friend. Let's see here. His name is Rorith. He would probably be close friends with the town hall mayor in clans. So if you head to clans, make sure you get a chance. I'm gonna post it in the Roll20 chat. The guy's name they just dropped. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. As he is a leader in clans. Clans will be one of your more difficult cells, as they are on the outskirts of Oxton. If there should be some kind of invasion in our area, they will be taking the orbital amount of damage in the outskirts. So, if you go there, bring up the fact that they will forever have my support, and whatever resources they may need, I will be sure to have that offered to them.
I'm quite familiar with clans, having passed through a few times.
Very good.
And Peyo, slightly and very purposely threatening,
Yeah.
pulls out his just slightly brandishes his greatsword and looks Lander dead in the eye
Oh shit.
with a threatening look. Don't ever call me Peach again.
Lander, being a humble nobleman, very slowly sets down his wood chopping axe. And he gives you a slight bow, and he extends his arm out for one of those, like, Dylan arm shakes, and he says, "Very good, Peyo Morazan. Force of habit, I apologize."
Good. We understand one another.
Just leave his
And-
arm out there, or do you...
Oh no, he shakes it,
Cool,
but he
okay.
shakes it very, very firmly.
Yeah, good. And you guys both flex your biceps.
Right, but you can see like
Peyo's way...
Peyo, he respects that Lander is willing to respect him.
Yep, of course, absolutely. I also personally didn't know that I said beach. It's like, whoops. Just call it.
So
Just
Peyo
call it.
heads over. Peyo heads to Clans and brings Wolf
Okay,
with him.
Clans is really far away, so it will take you some time to get there.
Yeah.
So Clans and Strugar on the map. I will just quickly draw a square over them in yellow. Yellow is a terrible choice, but blue and red are already taken. Clans and Stur. They're actually farther away than the actual key on the map would lead you to believe, because I just wanted it all to fit in a closer picture. So the actual distance is going to be on the Oxton region map, and let me just get that for you quick.
They're like Hawaii and Alaska, you know.
Yeah, it's on the map, but it's just like in that little box. So it's going to be 12 miles away, whereas on this map, from Oxton at least, like from the front gates, it says it's only 4. But right about here, at this 3-mile marker almost, when you get about 3 miles out there, it's another 9 miles from there. So it's going to take you about 4 hours to walk there. And you can start now. It's just a morning day.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
he likes. So there's a bit of a darkness around Getafix, and he's gonna go ask Getafix if he'd be interested in going to the west with him.
Nice. So Peyo being totally ready to just go off on this one-man mission. As like, that's just what Peyo's used to. Peyo does this. Peyo's like, you know, I'm gonna head to Clans right now, grab my longbow, do some of this political shit I don't really know, but Lander wants me to go mention. It's the least I can do for the longbow. And then Peyo's packing up his bag and maybe stops and says, "Pack." He looks out to the woods and sees where his wolf is, which he'll rendezvous with, or it won't, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he thinks, "Oh, that's right, I'm in a pack."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So he goes and seeks out Getafix.
And where is Getafix right now? We're about 4 days after the dinner with Dawnstar.
What time of day is it?
Morning.
Morning. Probably still just like
We'll say brunch
mulling-
time.
Yeah, mulling over things in my room.
Okay.
So Peyo knocks on Getafix's door.
Come in.
Hey, what are you up to?
Not a whole lot. What's going on?
I kind of want to go get a longbow. And I asked Lander about it. And dude seems pretty cool. He said that the best ones are out in Clans. I kind of know the region because I've been going back and forth to the woods out there. You want to come with?
Are there other merchants in Clans?
Yeah, so Clans isn't like a major city, so you won't find everything you need. Like Oxton Keep, you'll find absolutely everything that you're going to need. Clans is a woodland city, so loosely run by wood elves. Interpret that however you would. There are shops there, there are markets there, there are blacksmiths there, but like you might not find a place to resurrect somebody. I know that's really big too. Like you might not find certain things. because it's not a major city. It's only about a quarter mile in diameter. It's just like a town hall with some buildings where people live, and woodland folks live in the surrounding areas in a sparse setting.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And if there's anything you need, because I understand you probably want to do some of your own shopping before the quest begins, you could have done that 2 days. Like, you can say, like, before we, you know, after dinner that morning, feel free to just chime in whatever story too.
got it.
Yeah.
I was just mainly looking for like armor merchants.
Mm.
That was why I was. But
Sure. Let's say you asked Lander Dawnstar and about armor, about where to find armor.
okay.
And he says, I thought druids didn't wear armor. I thought metal wasn't really a thing of your kind.
You're correct, but clerics can use heavy armor.
So you have taken the word of Mother Ziona after all. I always had a feeling about you, Getafix. I saw your volunteer badge. Because you had that little patch from volunteering at the Mother Ziona doctors.
I like grab each side of it and like pull it out and smile.
Yeah. What kind of armor are you looking for? I might know somebody. I have to say, especially one close to Mother Ziona. One that works in the cleric temples.
Looking for something strong.
Sure. And if I were to metagame and ask you what your strength was, what would you respond with?
Why am I'm lost here again. Strength.
Okay.
0?
No, that's your modifier. I'm sorry, what's your strength? What would be your strength score?
11. 11.
Well, might be a little difficult for you to carry something as something as large as splint or plate mail at this time, but I'm sure I could get some chain mail for you. That might be a little bit more fitting.
That would be great.
Yeah. What's your current armor class?
Like my number?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking? 10.
Update it to 14.
All right.
And take out 20 gold.
20 gold.
Yep. Because in that little 4-day window, we'll just call that training day. So during the training days, before the campaign, Lander sent to the Ziona Cleric Temple. There's one in Zul, which is close to you guys, Dragon Keep. And he sent to the Mother Ziona Temple in Zul, saying that there was a new cleric in town, and he needs something heavy to keep him safe. Some Shield of Ziona. Yep. And then they come back with a ring mail. There was a charge that you used your funds that Lander gave you, right?
Yep.
So use your funds because there's a fitting charge for the ring mail. And then the young messenger boy that brings the chainmail, he's riding on a ram. It's just like a young half orc. He's riding on a ram. He's probably like teenager. And he says, "There you go, Getafix. I was told to mention that when you have a little bit more downtime, maybe once this is all settled, to come back to the Zul Temple. We may have some better armor for you. Come back when you're a little stronger. We've been working on some of Mother Ziona's older equipment, and it would be great to see the retro style back out again. Just come back when you're a little stronger."
I appreciate that very much. Thank you. I will. And then what we flash back to my room.
Yeah, and Peyo standing up. Peyo knocks on the door with his riveting dialogue. Hey,
And he's
what's up?
Isn't that a few words?
Yep, absolutely.
and I will look at Peyo and
You'll
say,
slide your chainmail over you.
Yeah. I've always wanted to see the countryside.
And it's funny because you're a druid. You are the countryside. So it's a joke. I love it.
So Peyo notices the chainmail and asks Getafix, do you know how to use that? I've never seen you with that.
I tap on it and say, it's new.
I have some experience with that. I can talk to you about the ins and outs of chainmail.
How to keep it from
While we're
pulling
on
your
our
hair out.
Yeah, basically. As we walk that way. Do you think anybody else would want to come with? Maybe somebody who's interested in stabs? Because this might be dangerous. It's a borderland city, village, town.
Before you
It's
go,
not much.
before you ask to go pick up Nerva for the group, first off, thank you for like putting the party together in a fun way. Secondly, if you want to talk about it, I can show you more of how it works effectively. As I picture like the cartoon, Getafix turns around. He's like not wearing an undershirt and just slides chainmail over his hairy body, and his like nipples are poking out like those like sex dungeon chainmails. And I just see him like turn around, and he's like, "I think this looks fine." He's like, "Maybe we'll talk about how it actually works."
Yeah. There's concern in
And he's
Peyo's
got like
eyes.
tufts,
He kind of like
tufts of hair poking out of his like fur right now.
right, and he like raises an eyebrow, like you might want some help, buddy.
Yeah, that's too good. Yeah. So Getafix, he asked you about seeing it.
Nerva?
Yeah.
I think we should extend the invitation.
And
Let's go find her.
And where do we find Nerva?
Nerva is like she's like meditating, right? So like you would see her just like in a room, legs crossed, like eyes closed. But like in her mind, it's like that YouTube video of that kid in his garage practicing like Jedi moves.
Star Wars kid.
Yeah.
Funny thing, Trent, Getafix, the Trent who plays Getafix, he's actually Star Wars kid.
Wait,
In
no.
real life. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck you.
You definitely had me going there.
Yeah, like holy
I was
shit.
like, no fucking way.
He just hit his growth spurt, you know, eventually hit his growth spurt and dyed his hair blonde. You know? Anyways, yeah, so Nerva, I'm sorry.
Anyways.
So you're
yeah,
so you're
Star Wars
training your
kid.
new spells in I'm sorry, where did you say you were? You can make up anything you want. Like if you want a training room, like Hunger Games style training room, that's at Dragon Keep. Like that can be there. Whatever you want.
Yeah, I guess I just figured I would be like in the place that we were like given by Dawnstar. Is that what happened?
Yeah, all of Dragon Keep. It's a whole estate.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, maybe there is like, you know, like a reading corner, like a library or something like in that keep.
Oh yeah, 100%. Dawnstar is very intelligent as well.
Yeah, so like there's like floating candles around me, and I'm like,
Mhm.
wah 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 wah.
And there's a librarian who handles more of the like work function, like books that Lander needs for works. And then there's also an archivist who's in charge of just keeping everything safe. So there's like two different people if you need any help for anything.
Okay.
And-
Yeah, I would have been like during my level up, I took a couple spells out of that, out of the like creepy dude spell book that we have.
Oh yeah, for sure. The necromancer.
I didn't take like the super gross ones, but
Yeah.
obviously I had to get chill touch back.
Yeah, and there's plenty of spell books that you could have just pulled from cuz you took spells because you're level, right?
Yeah, like
Right. So I'm not gonna make you pay
I
for
would have
those.
copied those on top of like whatever I got with my
Right.
level.
And so that would just cost a little money and preparing, because we'll just say
Yeah.
that since
I
you
would like to
have.
use like the money that Dawnstar gave me to
Yeah,
get
definitely.
spells.
And do you know like how many spells you took? We don't have to be like
Let's
super precise because
see.
you guys get good discounts here.
Oh right. Let me just see which ones I took from that list. I got Chill Touch was a cantrip. I
thought you've always had Chill
took.
Touch.
Well, I switched it out for
Oh, that's right.
message.
That's right. That one time.
Because
yeah.
everybody freaked out when I killed that guy, and I felt bad.
Peyo did not freak out. He was like, "That's
Okay.
awesome."
Well, some people freaked out a little bit. Okay, so I took
Getafix
web.
was like, Nani?
Okay, I took web and I took animate dead and
Okay.
lightning bolt.
Okay, so let's just charge you. Are any of those abjuration? think
I don't believe so.
Evocation,
Hold on.
necromancy, and probably conjure.
Web is conjuration. Yeah, so none of them.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I would say it's gonna run you 200 gold to get those 3 spells.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. And the archivist is a wizard that's in the library. That's who you would have worked with to copy a lot of these spells, to get the components for a lot of these spells. You probably spent some time at the university itself, going over there and speaking with people to get the right components for a lot of this stuff. And the pronunciation on some of the words. Maybe you're like,
Right.
I get this, but like I need a little help. And one person that helped you out a lot is the wizard archivist at Dawnstar's Dragon Keep, and his name is O'Flynn.
Okay.
Just spelled O apostrophe Flynn.
Okay. Right.
I just spelled archivist really wrong, and don't look at that.
I mean, it's only slightly wrong.
Yeah. But he says he does like help you out with a lot of stuff, and he says, anytime you need a spell or anything, feel free to stop by the Keep's library.
Yes, I imagine I'll be studying here quite often.
Nice. And he says, I'll keep your desk clear. And you notice as you're leaving, you are using this just like long table that was set by the like in the back. And you notice like as you finish up with a lot of your spells, you've finished your training days here, and you're going to start on this next like adventure, this next quest line. You notice they're actually putting a little like name on it on the desk. Nerva.
Oh.
What is it? Nerva.
Of Clan Birch. I just go
Okay.
by Nerva Birch.
Yeah, Nerva Birch. So it's just putting Nerva Birch on the desk. So you have you're starting your own little office. And as a wizard,
that's cool.
you're like holy fuck. Because
Yes.
you come from a like poorer family, right? A lot of these wizards that were going to the school in Sacy, they were getting it paid for. They had families that were like teaching there. You had to do some, you did some dark business with your mage hand, stealing shit or whatever that might have been, helping out Sonoma Nostro. There was a young pirate, and he called himself a sea wolf. And you helped him like basically break his friends out of jail, and they took off on a sea. And my friends, we actually ran a full little 6-episode sea adventure, and Sonoma Nostro is like a geriatric. He's like a geriatric. Yeah, so Sonoma Nostro is like a geriatric old man in that, because it's a little ways after this campaign.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. And you had to do some, like, you've worked on Draken Plateau. You've worked in some battleground areas just to like get any experience you could. That was your adventure hook to even meet up with this group when you bumped into them, and you're like, whatever, if you're going here. And here you are now, months later, 2 months later, almost 3 months since the starting of this adventure. Like, you've already got a desk. Like, holy fuck. And another winter is coming, so you'll have plenty of time indoors here.
Perfect.
Yep. And suddenly, as you're like walking out of the library, you bump into Getafix and Peyo, who are standing at the door to meet you.
Hello.
Nerva Birch Stab. How are you?
Oh. Are people calling me that? Can you tell them
I
not
am.
to? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's all right then. Are you lost? What?
No, I gotta say, I admire your recent devotion to violence and the ability to stab things. And I'm wondering if you would like to join us. I need a longbow, and they tell me that Plans is the best place to get it. You want to come with?
That sounds like so much fun.
Great. Do we
Yeah,
need anybody else?
I need like pens, a notebook. I need so many things.
How long is that going to take you?
Just hold on. I have like a whole drawer full of them now. I have a desk.
You're like, oh yeah, I have a desk now. That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, basically I just like frantically like put a bag together and I'm like, okay, ready.
Nice.
Do we think anybody else would like to join us, or is this a good crew, do we think?
And as you say that, you see, as you guys say that in the library, and you're high up on a mountain, remember, and the keep library is built onto this mountainside. The window that faces out into the open air, a bird, a big red bird of paradise, frantically flies into the window because Erizo, you and Eliard were just sparring at the sparring arena that's on the mountainside, and Eliard, we don't know how, we can figure that out later, but Eliard, when you guys were sparring, Eliard was trying out a new spell, he was trying something, or you were trying to do something, you're both dueling with swords, him with his katana, you with your Zephyr practice, you actually knocked him off of the castle side, or off the mountainside, and he like fell, he didn't like die, it wasn't like a sheer drop, but he like almost like on a mountain face. There is the bluff where the Dragon Keep, the Dawnstar Dragon Keep is located. And then there's almost like another little Mufasa when he like raised up Simba, that like jutting out rock. There's also like one of those slightly lower, and Eliard fell. Let me just see if Eliard went unconscious. And okay, he's fine. So Eliard's not unconscious, but he's like, oh, my fucking back. He's like, my poor goddamn spine. Shout out Ryan Dunn. Wait, was that Dunn? I said that?
I think it, yeah.
My poor goddamn spine. He lands on his ass. And so Erizo, knowing that, you with your bird eyes and your bird ears, like noticed them in the window that they were talking in the library and all that. And you just immediately fly in there. And what do you kind of say? And we'll get to your training day too, but this is just a good way to introduce into the story. So, what do you say as you collide into the castle window?
Basically, the way I see it is both arms in like 90-degree angles or like 45-degree angles up against the wall. My face turning to the left, eyes face my right eye looking at them, and basically trying to say help.
Oh, there's no glass. There's no glass. It's open. Yeah. You're not like a true bird. Like just they put window clings up, so you're fine.
Wait, did we see him? Did we see him fall through first?
Oh, yeah.
And
No,
then
you
followed
didn't.
by the bird.
No, you just see so it happened a couple 100 feet below you.
Oh. Because that would have been hilarious. Like we just see him fall, and then just the bird come down and be like, "Help!"
Help! Oh no, yeah. That would have
Alright,
been good. You hear Elyard go, "Ooh, yeah, fuck it, let's do that." I was picturing the way the Dragon Keep was set up a little different, but that's actually fucking hilarious. So let's do that. You hear, "Whoa!" as you see Elyard pass down the window, and then Erizo in like a dive bomb, and then like stopping and like fluttering his arms like at the window. Relay that to the team.
Oh, Elliott's guarding overboard. Needing gotta be this old man's out of his back's out. I'll be right back.
Fucking.
So how far down is that? Is the drop?
It's 60 feet. Well, from where you guys are at, 60 feet.
All right, so I'm guessing I'm able to make my way down.
Yeah, Erizo, you can definitely get there right away.
All right, I get there right away. I as I'm just checking in from toes, nose to toes.
Yeah.
Ask, are you all right? Are you right there, Grandpa?
And he's I'm gonna make just a Constitution save for him. Okay, so he's in some system shock. He's currently not responding, and he's just holding on to his like side. He's like trying to roll over, but he's not like moving, and he's in a lot of pain, and he's not really responding to you.
So as soon as he drops, so as soon as I hear the help, I jump out the window.
Yeah.
And like about halfway down, I teleport.
Oh, you Misty Step.
I Misty Step, and so like as I'm flying down, like you can see this blue kind of sparkling haze that goes around me.
You jump
and
out,
then suddenly I'm no longer on that same trajectory. I am right next to them.
Can you still land in hero pose, like with fist on the ground?
Yeah, that's what, yeah. I do that, and just this blue mist just kind of is like, so as I'm falling, you see that kind of blue mist, and then suddenly I'm gone, and then they see me next to them, but I'm like kneeling down, and like this blue mist just kind of appears before I get there, and then suddenly I'm just there. Like you
almost teleported again, or it was just like.
No, it's just like that's like the
aura,
the magic that happened.
Magic,
the aura. Yeah.
Blue ripple, of mist. Okay.
And I looked down and I was like, "You look like shit."
And he wasn't responding to anything before, and he just like kind of put up his middle finger. It's about all you can tell. He's like, "Oh, fuck!" And he puts up his middle finger at you. It's like his wind is knocked out of him. He's like trying to do.
Can I do a medicine roll to see if he actually like broke anything, and then
you can definitely make a medicine check.
That's a 17.
Okay, you can definitely tell he's had the wind knocked out of him, and his armor is just way too tight. Like his armor has been like dented, like stoved a little, and it's causing like a weird pressure point in his back.
All right. I relay information to Peyo saying we got to get this armor off of him. He can't breathe.
Yeah.
But untie the armor out of him, and then
I help untie the armor.
Yeah, you guys start doffing his armor, and he like gets a breath. He's like, "Fuck," and then he's like holding his back. And then you guys hear a roar.
Where from?
From there's a cave. So you landed on a ledge, and you hear a roar coming. The mountain, you fell down a bit, and there's this smaller. There's like a bit. It's big, but only for a certain depth. Let's say you could drive a semi through it, right? So it's not massive, but probably just fit a semi in the tunnel. And you guys hear a big roar. All right, cool. Thanks for the heads up, buddy. You hear a roar coming from that.
Oh boy, that doesn't sound good. Me with, I guess, knowledge of some animals, would I be able to roll to check to see if I recognize it?
It's definitely, I can't tell you that you would or not. How about you can just go ahead and make a nature check or an animal handling, whichever one you'd like. And Peyo, you can as well.
All right, I'll go for animal. Ooh, 24.
21 animal.
Nice. You
Go get his-
guys,
Hey. Sorry, go ahead. Never mind.
yeah, you recognize that it's definitely an animal that neither of you have heard before. It sounds like a very large beast, a large roaring reptile. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of like what a young dragon might sound like.
Okay.
Peyo's eyes go wide. He takes out his sword because that's his MO, and he heads towards the cave.
Oh boy. All right. I look at Eliard and I say, "You good?" As I'm pulling out one short sword, trying to follow Peyo behind.
Yeah, and Elyard stands up and he starts like walking, he starts like limping, and he's like, yeah, let's go check it out. And he's with you guys because the roaring sounds very like angry.
Oh shit! All right, I help him, walk as quickly
Yeah.
as I can, or hobble, whatever he's able to do
Yeah.
right now. As we go right behind Peyo.
And you guys are going in, right?
Yes.
Okay. As you go in, you can see there are about 3 halflings with large plates. 2 of them have like large plates of meat, like slabs of meat, like dead, like just large dead animals that they're pulling in with like wagon carts around. And there's another one that has just like is got a whole bunch of gold, and they're trying to coo. It's this tiny dragon, like it's a baby, but you're looking at this baby red dragon in the room.
Oh,
Yeah, not chained up or anything.
fuck. Well, if it's down here, I think it's somebody's pet. Doesn't look chained. I don't see anything on there. I get noticed this yet?
I don't know, but I want to be friends with it.
Yeah. And behind you, you hear wings flap again, but from a much smaller creature. As you hear wings flap down, and Lander Dawnstar is behind you. And the sunlight is like rippling on his pale skin and his orange hair. And he looks at you guys and he says, so I see you've found the reason of our namesake, the Red Dragons. And Nerva, Getafix, what are you guys doing?
Sorry, I had to step away for a minute.
Oh, that's okay. They found a dragon in a cave that belongs to Lander Dawnstar. And he says, it seems to me that you found the reason for our namesake, the Red Dragons. But the other party members have, like, jumped down, like, 60 feet down there. And you and Nerva are both still in the library. You're not really quite sure. So what are you guys doing right now? You can just wait it out, too. Like, you definitely don't have to sprint into the scenario. Yeah.
I guess I'll look at Nerva and ask, like, I mean, is there any way else down to where they are? Like, is it like out in a courtyard somewhere, or like down on a rock, or?
Yeah. There's staff members that you can ask that would just point a way down, but they look very suspicious as to why you're asking to go below. like go like down to that next platform. So it's like you guys have access to all of Dragon Keep. No one's gonna stop you. But you're basically asking to see the like true bat lair, right? Like you're really like asking to see like that. So they're telling you where, as you guys have all been instructed as like residents here.
Yeah.
By Lander himself.
So I guess I'll ask. I'll look at Nerva and say, shall we make our way down?
If I look down there, is it dark?
I mean, it's a stairwell. They probably don't have any torches going at the moment. It's like
Okay.
in the ground. Yeah.
Well, I'll just cast dancing lights and just
Cool.
be like, let's go.
Check it out. And Lander Dawnstar is speaking with Erizo, Elyard, and Peyo. It has been quite the uphill battle, I must say, getting this red dragon to be relatively friendly with us, but he is trapped here. We are working with him.
Am I hearing that right? Hello, by the way.
What's up?
Oh, I'm just walking downstairs into this room, hearing him say that
Oh,
they've
yeah.
trapped the red dragon.
Yeah. Yeah.
How is it trapped?
We didn't mean to trap him. You see, there is other dragons out there that we know of. They lie dormant in the barren volcano. This young man is in hiding. He hates it, but should he take to the sky too early, it may be bad news for him. This is his home away from home. I have raised him since he was fresh out of the egg. And we have been giving him as much of the hoard as possible. As you see, like, there is like a substantial amount of gold there. And Lander Dawnstar is a nobleman. And even though he was able to give you guys all like 250 gold each and everything like that, this dragon has taken a lot. You can start just by looking at that, by knowing how noble he is, Lander Dawnstar, and his like reputation. For this dragon now to have this in their hoard, he's given up a lot to this dragon. And like, you guys probably wouldn't know too much else about red dragons at this point as characters without research in any way, but yeah. It's a mutual understanding. I have to say it's quite bewildering myself, as my family's bloodline comes from that of a white dragon. You play with fire, you're going to get burned. And he looks at Elyard, and he says, I think someone of your character might take liking to that then. Getting burned is something you may be used to, Fire Genie. And I really wish Elyard was here to know that Lander Dawnstar's plan is to have him train with the Red Dragon to ride into battle. But that'll be his surprise. Don't tell him. Don't tell Tamir. He's got a big role to fill, you know.
Ooh, now that's gonna be the real test if he actually listens to the recording.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's what we should do. We should not tell him. If he listens to the playback and he's like, "Holy fuck, I get a dragon." Nobody tell him. He's like, "Holy fuck, I get a dragon. This is going to be so cool." And he's listening to this right now, or he's not. And if he's not, nobody tell him, and we'll never bring the dragon up again. No, the dragon's too critical to the story. But yeah, Elyard walks up to Dawnstar as Lander puts his hand on the dragon, and Elyard, being not one for talking, not one for politics, but one of war, sees the potential. And as he puts his hand down on the dragon, he can feel how hot the dragon is. And like, if any one of you tried touching this dragon right now, you'd probably take fire damage. But Elyard does have a resistance to it, and he's feeling the heat, but it's definitely not as hot as it might be for you guys. And he puts his hand on this dragon, and there's like a little moment between Lander and Elyard as they both just know what's gonna happen. So cool. I just wanted to get that out there so you guys are aware of the red dragon now. You don't have to role play it out too much farther.
The birth of the red dragon, if you will.
The birth of the red dragon, if you would. And Lander looks to the rest of you and he says, "You see, this is why it's important that we gain the authority of the people of Oxton. By having a vote, the people of Oxton will make their intentions known, that they support me, that they support defeating Lord Sephiron at all costs. I aim not to be a tyrant with this power that we hold, with this power that is with all of you now. We do not wish to go quietly into the night as the evil sorcerer Sephiron has his way with the rest of Aurum. But I am willing to stand up and fight no matter what. I suggest you don't say that part in your campaign about doing no matter what, but for those of you here now, that we're all here, this is why it's important that we gain the authority of the people, lest we be seen as tyrants."
Cool. Well, I want to go get my longbow.
Very good. I'll arrange for Juan Jane to bring his wagon around to take you guys to the gates. And Elyard, why don't you stay here with me and have a little time? I would like you to meet our friend. And so Elyard stays behind, and he is just like sitting at a table now. You know, you guys leave this little dragon lair with Elyard and Dawnstar and the 3 halflings. And you guys can start your wagon ride through Oxton Keep. So it's,
before we do that, I turn to the group and I ask them, "Are we missing anyone?"
Halfling of our own, do you mean?
I thought there was somebody that tinkered with rocks. He gave me the smiley face rock.
Yes. A dear friend Garrett seems to have gone missing. His room seemed undisturbed or whatnot, so we had no idea where he went. Or what became of our dear friend Garrett.
I'm sure he's fine.
Lander, do you know where Garrett is?
Oh, you said Lander. I was like, I don't fucking know Lander.
Say Dawnstar.
If you're referring to the Quiet Man, I have no idea. But when I met you guys, I had a suspicious feeling about him. I don't know how you know him or what you know of him, but I suggest you figure it out soon. In case we find out that he's not really the man we think he is. I don't know a thing about him. The rest of you I've been able to profile just fine.
So no one knows where he is?
Nope. Nobody knows where he is.
He's
Okay.
probably out getting rocks and wires or something.
Getafix is like, honestly, I don't know. And Juan Jane.
Before we leave,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say before we leave and.
Oh yeah, how was
possess
your
and
training
depart
day? Yeah.
from Lander. That was just information and trying to get connected with, wanting to ask him directly. You know, is there anybody that'd be able to help me put this together, and just showing him some of the pieces if he has any knowledge of something or someone who'd be able to assist with that. Ideally, more just time and
Yeah, you
not
can
so much money.
you can expo dump all that to him, like what you're trying to do with that. And for people in Radio Land, you can explain the mechanics of what you're trying to do.
Mhm.
For people who like maybe
Uh,
people are just catching episode 12 now. What is your intention? And also for me as the DM, I want to just hear again, like now that we've been going through it, what's your intention?
My intention, really being able to having more power and avenge those who were close to me, the family that raised me. Having gone through the Penguin Endeavor adventure, it definitely allowed me to be able to gain the pieces to start putting that puzzle together, having the circlet, and then acquiring the spell, or at least the power to be able to gain
Yeah.
more of that strength within myself.
So you're looking to
And
infuse a magical item and
Mhm.
to give you power, this like raw power that you remember seeing as a young bird, as a chick, some say, if that's not offensive to you. And the you've come across, now you've got the money, you had the money to buy a beautiful circlet that you wear on your head, but there's a socket missing, and so you found the spell that would go into it. And Dawnstar says, and this is during your training days, so this is before the Dragon Lair moment. He says, you would be best to go see O'Flynn in the archive. He knows all about enchantments. In fact, that's why he works in my archive and not out enchanting. He was a little bit less careful at one point, but I not judge a man by one mistake. He knows a lot about magical crafting. And you will go to the library and you'd meet O'Flynn, the same person who introduced Nerva to her desk and her workspace. And O'Flynn says, "Oh, well, a magical item. That's pretty great. I'd have no problem putting it together for you. There would be a small fee, and we can talk that later. But first, you're going to need a specific gem. We'll call it a gem. You're going to need a specific gem to imbue the circlet. And this gem, however," and he's like looking over the spell that was ripped out of the necromancer's book. And he's looking it over. And he says, the only thing fitting to hold this is going to be a bone gem.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure where you're going to be able to find this bone gem. But I suggest looking for any type of mystical undead, any kind of I strongly suggest not using anything that's from the abyssal undead, but maybe some kind of fey spirit. And if you bring me some kind of fey creature's bones, I could potentially get a gem fitted for you from one of my associates. And then I'll get to work on infusing this for you.
Oh, thank you so much, O'Flynn. And yes, whatever your price may be, we can always talk that later. But
Absolutely.
Again, thank you so much for your knowledge, and we'll see where my adventures take me, and hopefully find what you are looking for to move this forward.
Mm-hmm. And here, I understand that you are the one in the party who holds on to some of the things, and he just nods, noticing your bag of holding or on your side, and he says, maybe for the party you could hold on to this. I know Lander needs you guys to be in tip top, and he hands you a spell scroll, a little wrapped up scroll.
Okay. Not knowing what it is, right?
Nope.
Just the spell scroll.
Yep.
Okay.
You would have to take a little time to investigate it. He just nods. He knows you probably don't, but he knows Nerva, and he knows he could have just given it to Nerva, but he recognizes your bag of holding and handed it to you. so you can just give it to Nerva later or bring it up whenever you want.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, Flynn.
Yes, and
I'll definitely keep this safe.
And yeah, have fun with the politics. I gotta say, Oxton's quite a mess, but yeah, I'm glad I'm in my library.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how it goes. I mean,
Yeah.
so far right now it's going to be an interesting adventure, but I'm just hoping there's not going to be any more bloodshed for this round.
Yeah, I hear you. You will then just carry on with your training days. You'll spend time sparring with Eliard, sparring with Peyo even maybe. And then now we're leaving Dragonlair. Fast forward to the end of the training days. And you guys are loaded into the wagon with Juan Jane. And it took you about 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours to actually get down the hill. You guys moved through Zool along the west side of Oxton. And you moved through Prinpool. And I want you guys to give me a group check. So pretty much everybody will have to roll a d20, and you can add either your insight or your investigation, and then I'll just need to know what everybody's is.
Seven for Erizo.
You said 17, Erizo?
7, sorry.
7, okay, cool. And Getafix, what was yours?
15.
13.
Nerva was 13. Peyo?
12.
Okay. 1 second. This is actually pretty close, so I want to get the actual average of it. Okay. You guys can tell going through Zool and Prinpool that... Let me open up my DM screen here. Christ on a bake. Okay. Zool is a bigger city with like a town hall. You guys got a feeling that they would support Lander. They're a little bit more comfortable with him, especially since they're right below his Dragon Keep. But there is some suspicion about him, but you guys didn't really quite figure out passing through what that was. Going through Prinpool, they're definitely in favor of Lander more than Zool. Prinpool is... You can't guarantee that he has his vote yet, but it won't take much to convince Prinpool. And I hope somebody's writing this down, just so you know, because I'm not going to always feed that back like that. So Zool's about 50-50, and Prinpool is just about confirmed that you guys can count on. And it's like a hovel town. Prinpool is almost a mile wide of just like city squalor. It's where, you know, you guys were taking the wagon that was weaving through the city where Juan Jane snuck you guys out that early morning. It was going through Prinpool. And then the other side of the road is Tremont, but you guys didn't really get a good look into there as you were just cruising down the one side. And you are at the base. You're at the outer cluster now, is what it's called. You've just ridden the wagon with Juan Jane through the inner cluster, and Juan Jane says, well, you guys want to do me a favor and drop me off into Arden. I got a little business I'll be taking care of down in Arden while you guys head out to the clans.
Oh, yeah, we can definitely do that for you. Here, I could even take over for you.
Oh, you know, Erizo, there's something I really liked about you. You always know how to treat an old man. And he sits back, he puts his feet up, and he lights up one of his Juan Jane cigarettes, and he passes it to you as he like looks at your beak like, does this thing know how to smoke? And he like holds the Juan Jane cigarette out to you, but he's like kind of like questioning if your beak can smoke.
I take it from him and I show him what's up. I show him a couple
Yeah.
smoke tricks here and there as to what I'm able to do. And
Fucking blow
be
some
like,
Gandalf circles on his ass and just like, hell yeah, dude. No, these lips are made for whistling, but they also blow clouds, man.
On his ass, though?
On his ass. Yeah, dude. What else are you going to do on a long wagon ride? Cool. So let's just take a quick break there. Do you guys want to come back in 10 minutes?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
And you guys are on the road now. This is great. This is good times.
On the road.
I was about to say, is Willie Nelson with us? I mean,
Bilbo Baggins?
Nelson. Yeah.
Big Willie?
Nearly Wilson. Nearly
Big
Wilson.
Willie.
Big Willie. Oh my gosh. You guys are going the right direction. Does anybody remember where Big Willie said that he was going?
I have it somewhere. I'd have to refer.
Yeah,
back to
if
my
we
notes,
if we
but
come
it's
back from
somewhere.
break and somebody can tell me where Big Willie was heading, you'll get a DM reward from me. Nice.
Search is on.
Search is on. All right, well, we'll be back in 10 minutes, guys. All right, chat, guys, everybody, thank you so much for being friends of mine. I wish I could engage more in the chat, like while we're playing, but especially right now with a lot of role play going on. If it's combat, it's a little bit easier for me because people are thinking about what spells there's attacks to use. But in the role play heavy ones where people have different questions and different things they want to do, I want to be on my toes. I want to be like preemptively like turning to the right proverbial pages, the right tab on my desktop. But Salsa Ray, expertly drawn map, absolutely. This is my map. I'll actually quickly flash you. I'll quickly flash you another map that I drew. I drew a lot of these maps that are fun. I do them when I'm bored. This is actually what Oxton Keep looks like, what Inner Oxton looks like. Just some wells, some trees. The coolest part about these maps is that they are accurate to size. So if you hold Alt and roll 20 and like click and drag, it actually shows what I believe is like accurate enough representations. It's slightly off, like, 30-foot long building. Buildings are a bit longer than that, maybe, in some areas, depending. But I really just care about giving people something to look at that is accurate in the number. This is the sky ship I drew. There's like a balloon that connects to it. This is the downstairs that is from Roll20 clip art. That's just Roll20 clip, but that's the below deck that's right here. Captain Moore and her brother Izzy. You guys will meet them later. They're actually coming back on their airship right now. And then there's the actual Land of Aurum, which is just the United States upside down. I know that's kind of overdone, just using continents that are the same. But I flipped it upside down. And the Dark Frost is up here in the cold. There's Saga City Keep, Monksnomen, Timberland. Oxton's right here. We're right here in the thick of it. Whoa, the Doe Army. What the heck? Welcome, guys. You just reminded me that I was showing off my maps, and I am not even on my monitor to show off the maps. So welcome. Thank you for the reminder. Fucking awesome. Dilly the Doe, cheers, man. I didn't have any gin and monsters. I know that's a fun drink of yours. I had chamomile and whiskey tonight. So just a good old beverage to keep me warm. Yes. Oh my gosh, guys. How was the stream? Dilly? What were you playing? Were you still playing, was it Days Gone? I think that's what it was called. Hell yeah, man. Mead! Thanks for filling up the mead cup. Itty bitty 89. Grabbing a mead cup. Thanks. Everybody that follows me gets a proverbial mead cup. And you can fill it up with fun and drink it down. Awesome, man. Yeah, they just recently started giving us free Monster at work. So I can't say I'll bring gin in. No, I can't. I can't say that I'll be bringing gin into work, but I'll have to grab a Monster and bring it home, or maybe for the post-work stuff. But Salsa Ray, yeah, the maps, man. I drew this one. And you guys, thank you. Welcome. Let me just tell you who I am if you've never been here before. I'm Lognarok, Twitch channel. We play Dungeons and Dragons. We're actually in the middle of a campaign right now. The adventurers I gave them a 10-minute break, and I'll have to get up and grab a new potion. Salsa Ray! Yeah, man. We're talking about these expertly drawn maps of mine. And yeah, it's just about looking, right? This is the upside down United States. One of my favorite places that the adventurers might never ever get to is Saga City Keep, which is this really, the King Murdoch lives here. The King of Aurum is head here. Yeah, good shit. But yeah, guys, my name's Lognarok. I'm a Twitch channel. I'm also a human. I use he him pronouns. I welcome everybody here, no matter what fucking walk of life. If you're into badass shit, if you're into column shit, I like kissy kissy goo goo and skull squisher. To quote the old magic, looks kind of like Hurl. Oh, what's that? Hyrule? Is that some Link shit, Dad? Is that some Dad Link stuff? I never played Zelda. I never really gamed much. Never really gamed a whole lot. Oh, does the Saga City Keep look like Hyrule? But yeah, I play Dungeons and Dragons. Every Monday, we do Birth of the Red Dragon, which we're on episode 31, and we just figured out that Lander Dawnstar, this high elf sorcerer, I'm sorry, not high elf, high sorcerer, half elf, or we've just been calling him as high elf. Imagine your DM asks what Hyrule. Yeah, is it a D&D thing, man? The whole map does. Helly Leaf, is that a blonde joke? Yeah, fuck, man, I don't know. I don't. It's a Zelda thing. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure I'm not caught sleeping. I also play a lot of PUBG. So if you guys like playing PUBG, I play PUBG for survival time. It's about role playing, getting pans. Yeah, Cotton 4K. Someone clip it. I don't even know. Zelda, the guy with the left hand, right? Wink, wink. Nice. Salsa Ray, that's a good joke. I do remember I was one of those people that was like, yeah, Zelda, and they're like, it's Link, bro. And I was like, oh shit. I was really young though, so it's okay. I learned at a young age. I thankfully had good friends that taught me well enough. Well, awesome, guys. Thank you so much it was crazy. I was just about to go refill my potion and take a bio break. So I'm just going to take 3 minutes. I'm going to put on Culla music. Culla is an artist from Milwaukee, Wisconsin that, yo, Tree Nudes. Thanks, man. Tree Nudes, gifting Shadow Beast. Shadow Beast, welcome. The campaign shall resume shortly. We'll listen to some Culla music. You can find all of his music on Culla.com. For those of you that do like to stream, Culla is royalty free. Just give him a shout out when you can. Throw his name on the stream if you're listening to his music in any way. Whatever helps. And every year on April 27th, he releases an album on his birthday. It's his way of just saying, hey world, thanks for giving birth to me, and here's some music in return. And it's really nice. It's really cool. He wrote a song last year called Lucifer the Lightbearer, and it gave, I'm going to pull his webpage over here actually, and that's what I'll use when I go on break. His album Half, it's because it's his 15th album. He's 30 years old now, so for half his life he's been putting an album out there. Helderleaf, thank you for that link to that webpage too. Appreciate that, homie. His music's awesome. It's just so nice of him to do that. But he wrote the song called Lucifer the Lightbearer, and there's a line where he's like, flick my wrist, shoot my pistol, here's a quick trick to shoot you right between the eyes, or something like that. And it's got this like gritty Wild West Lucifer feel to it, because the purpose of Lucifer, and the reason why it's called the Lightbearer, is that Lucifer represents like evil, right? Or like hell. And without that, you would never know what light is. That's why he's the light bearer. Because without knowing hell, you'll never know light. And so this song is all about Lucifer playing that damned role, that literally like that theologically damned role of Lucifer.
Here I come and here I go, off along
And I'll be right back.
dusty road to hell. To hell, to hell. So join my table, pour more wine. What's mine is yours, but what's yours is certainly mine. It's mine, oh mine. All your land and all your time, and your precious little child is mine. It's mine. Well, I know it's a crying shame, and it's me you'll have to blame. And for sin, Terry's fear my name. My darkness clings to everything you're hiding in your life. What do you say? I'll bring the day. The dawn, the dawn, the dawn has come, and so I've fallen from a new rebellion. If you want meaning in your meaningless life you live, so if you want some words to pray to, may I oblige me? The people call me Lucifer, but you gotta understand I'm a nightmare, bringing true your nightmare, so you deem what's right and fair. I'm just a messenger of the fire from the lightning tail. I'm here to show you apocalyptic truth. Well, I know it's a crying shame, and it's me you'll have to blame. And for sin, Tarek's fear my name. My wrist and shoot my pistol. Here's a trick to shoot you right between the eyes. I tell no lies. My serpent hiss will tell you this. Your nakedness reveals you are a slave. So be brave. Now you know knowledge of the fruit of good and evil. You have no choice but to drink my wine. Venerate me, well I know it's a crying shame, and it's me you'll have to blame.
I was singing that song in my head.
Cherries fear my name.
I was singing it in my head, and I thought, man, I really want some wine now. So I went to the cellar and grabbed one. And that's, I don't actually have a cellar, just to throw that out there. I definitely don't have a cellar. But I did want to say, too, guys, thank you again for the raid. That means a lot to me. I don't have any cool shit to share at the moment. I wish I had a cool raid sound, too, and like a cool thing, but really just throwing the stream together DIY as I continue to work like my 40, 50-hour weeks and balance life on top of gaming and writing D&D. Well, also that if you guys have tips for like new streamers, if you have any advice and you want to whisper it to me or find me on one of my social medias. I also use social media quite a bit. Twitter, not so much, but I fucking love Instagram. I think Instagram's a really good time. If you ever want to chat or share anything, I would appreciate it. You won't be intruding. You won't be rude if you say anything like, hey, your stream might need this or that. I welcome that. I welcome all that. And I welcome all of you. If you don't give a fuck about creating like a fun thing and you just want to sit here and look at some random dude from the Midwest ramble on about shit, you've also found a great place. So you've also found a friend in me. And let me just hop back into the adventuring lobby so our adventurers don't feel like I've abandoned them entirely. Welcome back, adventurers. I'm sorry there was a delay. The Doe army showed up. Woo. And it's actually appropriate that we were raided by the Doe army because we're headed to the woodlands. We're heading to the clans. Just have to find the right tab. Yeah, I had a weird situation where Roll20 locked me out of one of my Gmails, but not my other one. I think I was using both Gmails for the same account. And it was eventually like, nah, dude, fuck that. Don't do that. So I had to make a new account and a different tab. Okay. You guys are in Arden. Right away, right off the bat. You guys getting to Arden is like fucking inspiring for this campaign. You guys recognize guys, that there are people who are swooning over you. There are these like bright, these vibrantly quilted flags that have like red designs in them. So the Red Dragon team is part of the Empire, and politically, everybody's a loyalist. The Red Dragons say that they're for the Empire. The Merchants Guild, who's kind of like putting up Marco Wonderman, the opponent, they also say they're loyalists, but really it's the Red Dragons who want to go to war, who want to fight Lord Saffron the Sorcerer, and then there are the Merchants who like want to delay the war, prolong the war, because they're making a lot of money off of it. And the people of Arden just want to push into the war and finish it. But they also just want to go back to normal, is what it is. They want to go back to a normal life free of corruption and behind the scenes dealings. And people in the marketplace have almost turned into a parade. Getafix, are you bringing up the auto tune? Remix, baby.
I wish. I don't have it loaded right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, are you guys just like waving politely from the wagon as you pass through? There's a lot of people waving back. Is there anybody that's like that doesn't give a fuck?
Yeah, Peyo.
Yeah. All right, bet. Hey, Dad,
Peyo's lying down.
Thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate you.
And just looking up annoyed at the noise.
I'll catch you next time you're up north.
Ignore my terrible pronunciation, but I'm gonna use my thaumaturgy.
Yeah, nice. Thaumaturgy, whatever you want to call it. That's a tough one. Thermaturgy.
I'm just gonna call it turgy.
Turge. You're gonna use your turge.
I'm gonna boom my voice up to 3 times as loud as normal.
Nice.
And
wearing chainmail now over your robes
with my nipples poking out.
Okay, so you're still rocking that. Hell yeah.
And just shout Dawnstar needs your vote.
Yeah, nice. And you wearing chainmail. When they knew about you guys going to Penguin, you were just wearing like Druid stuff, right? Like Druid robes and everything. Now you're wearing armor. They're like, fuck, like he's ready to do this. He's ready to get it done. And that just fucking roars in applause. And just their loyalty score was already the highest it could be, but I rolled again. It just keeps going up. But it was just a good example of like doing stuff like that is going to gain you loyalty, provided that you do it in the right spot. Like if you would have done that in like a pacifist city, like a city that didn't like violence, or that didn't want to, who didn't care about politics. They just planned on voting because they wanted to vote, you know? But yeah, that was a great move. Thaumaturgy in a place you love and just being really loud. Fucking bet. You guys have, I said it was 12 miles, which this one was, it's 3, so 9 miles from there. So you guys have 2 plus 9, 11. Just under 3 hours on the road. You guys go past Ardenbau. Oops, I forgot to label that city that's right here. That's okay. We'll just move you guys to Ardenbau. Can I have one of your tokens? You guys can just be at the clans. It's a long road through the fields. If Getafix or somebody, Erizo, wanted to just throw your token. If you want to move it all the way up to the clans, that'd be awesome.
The clans.
Yep, top, there you go. Erizo dropped it down. You guys are both there. Good. Love it. Thank you very much.
So on the way there,
yeah.
Peyo feels really bad for Getafix and this chainmail situation. He tries to explain the ins and outs of
nipples,
proper usage of chainmail to whatever degree Getafix decides to take that.
And Getafix, the large fur bog with covered in hair and no like padded like shirt underneath, is just hair and nipples poking through the chainmail. Just maybe does one of those like old man like bah, and like waves his hand. You know what is he? Yeah.
So you're telling me just some Vaseline will help, or I gotta do something else?
I mean, you can never underestimate the power of Vaseline.
Oh yeah, Peyo was a fighter, was a boxer, was a gladiator.
Yeah, he is proficient in heavy weapon, and he also has the chainmail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely want some Vaseline. You're gonna want maybe an undershirt, because as wicked cool as that nipple looks peeking out, it chafes, my friend. It chafes.
My nipples too are just like 2 little mushrooms.
Oh my god.
This is the riveting dialogue we've all come here for.
It's not bird penises tonight, it's fur bug nipples.
Yeah, right? Bird penis. Good grief.
Does it shoot spores too?
I don't know. You want to find out?
No, I don't. Please wear an undershirt, my friend.
Hold on, not to go off topic off what was off topic, but to get back on topic. Arizo messaged me and said that he thinks he knows where Big Willie's destination was, and I almost forgot. We got raided, and I was like blown away. We were gonna come back and see if anybody remembered where Big Willie was headed. Arizo, what's your input? Nice. Yeah, you're right. It's Monks. He posted in chat. Monks Nomen Timberland. Monks Nomen Timberland. That's where Willie was headed. If you guys are in the Discord, you will find all the maps pinned to the Dungeons and Dragons pin, or at least 2 of the big like regional ones. Helderleaf, if you're hanging out there in Radioland, oh wait, I grabbed it. I was gonna share my Discord for anybody that wants to join us. They can go to the D&D channel and look at the maps again, or for the adventurers themselves if they need a refresher. And so after a long conversation about nipples, Arizo, you remember our friend Big Willie was headed out this way. Monk's Nomen is still a long wagon ride away, but you remember he was headed out that way, and you can take inspiration on your character sheet. And you will also receive a small stone gnome trinket that will give you advantage on any charisma checks with gnomes. It's a little gnome. It's like a little gnome trinket. And you can keep that with you, and that will gain you charisma checks on all gnomes. Advantage on that.
Little gnome or little known?
Little known gnome figurine.
Thank you.
Nice. Okay, and you guys are in the clans. The clans is just like all the other cities that you've been through, only about a quarter mile in its like actual diameter, where there's like the city hall, the main stockpile, there's a granary, but it's looking a little less cattle focused, whereas like these other cities are very driven, no pun intended, on cattle, on agriculture like wheat and grain. This place has a lot more abundance of fruits, berries. There's right away, you can tell there's got to be some kind of like industrial sized apothecary business, because the air smells of very like earthen material and very like earthen. There's butchers. There's tons of butchers though, because there's a lot of like hunting that goes on, but also a lot of the cattle in Oxton is driven. That 12 miles of wagon ride over plains as the hills taper off. Oxton Keep is on a hill in a hilly region, and it tapers off to a flat land very briefly where a lot of cattle are driven and herded, and they're brought into clans and they are butchered there. That's where they're processed. And then they're put on wagons, and the wagons take them into Monk's No Man. They take them to Saga City Keep. They take them into the other, I can't remember the other woodland cities. They're on the big map of Aurum, though. They even take them all the way to Sacy, because the barren wasteland that is outside of Sacy isn't as habitable for cattle. So a lot of the meat is processed through the clans. And so there is, it smells a lot like manure, but also there's this like lingering copper blood smell that's also in the air. And you guys get to clans. The buildings, the wood city, there's a city hall, there's a whole market area, and the city hall building is very ornate wood structure. It has very like the paisley pattern. Paisley. Picture like a paisley pattern, but in like a wood cutout, like a wood design. There's like teardrop yin yang wooden carving shapes, columns. And you're getting away from Oxton, which Oxton was a very old dwarven region temple, and clans is got a lot more wood elf influence from before the Magic Civil War.
As we see the market, I'm going to look at Peyo and ask, is there a certain type of material that's good for undershirts?
I'm sure we could find leather here.
That was my thought. That's...
Yeah. Why don't you go check for that? Because I am so concerned for you, my friend. But I need to talk to Roreth Kirona.
Find your longbow.
What's that?
I said find your longbow.
I will find my longbow. So I head to the mayor's palace or whatever, the city hall.
Okay, yeah. So you head to the mayor's palace. It's just like any bureaucratic building. You walk in. Do you guys remember when you were in Penguin? And you guys ran into Lulz?
Peyo does not.
Oh yeah, Peyo doesn't remember Penguin. But you were there as Charmaine. I'm sorry, Adventure.
Yes.
Out of gameplay. You guys do remember in Penguin that like city hall setup. It's very similar. It's very similar because it is like a standard issue one. It's just that there's this well decorated with wood. So you walk in, there's like a whole front kiosk area. There's some stairs that go upward. And unlike the undead town of Penguin that you were in the town hall in and found a man who was hiding out from zombies, this time you're met by just a handful of half-elves. They are doing a ton of busy work. They've got papers. There's like a ton of half-elves with papers. They have uniforms on, and they're moving around really quick, like logging files. There's a handful of just like really big fucking meaty-fisted humans. Just real thick neck, big meaty fists, butcher rags on, and they're like yelling at some of these half-elves as they're collecting papers. One man is just like fucking hollering at this half-elf, just like giving him the piss, and the worker's like, dude, and he's like, I want to speak to your manager. And he's like, dude, he's like, you can't fucking, he's busy, he doesn't have the time to talk to you. And there's like other people who are like, they look like they're not from here. The guys that have the big meaty fists and the butcher rags definitely look native to the clans, look like clans people. And the rest of the folk who seem newer are just kind of like, they're like looking at their watches. And yeah, do you approach like where do you go from there? There's a front desk kiosk, there's stairs that go up.
Yeah, I go straight up to the front desk kiosk.
Okay.
And it's a wood elf that's up there?
It's a half elf at the kiosk.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
And I go up and there's no line or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Metal detectors?
Yeah.
No metal detectors. There are no metal detectors. But there is a statue of a like really slender looking wood elf.
I go up to the kiosk and I say, hey, I'm looking for Rorath Kirona.
Oh, Rorath, he's a wonderful man. I could tell you exactly where Rorath might be. As of now, he may be in the market. He may be working at his mayhem business. I'm sure you're familiar.
I'm not. Please tell me about it.
Well, Rorath, he runs one of the most prestigious fletcheries in town. And he's got quite the monopoly. You're not from here then? Yeah, okay, so you wouldn't know. He runs a bit of a monopoly on blacksmithing here for equipment, whitesmithing, and the fletcheries. So yeah, Mayhem is just his go-to spot. His pride and joy. I think that's where his office is in Mayhem.
Thank you, kind sir. And I head over to Mayhem.
It was a woman.
Thank you, kind lady. And I wink at her.
Okay. You insult her by calling her a man, and then you insult her by winking at her at her work.
Yeah.
Fucking Peyo back at me.
And I knock on the kiosk as I leave.
Yeah. And she goes, okay, adventurer. Should you need anything else, just come back. My name is Kalina.
Kalina, I won't forget.
Very good.
So I head over to the Mayhem
And find Rorath. Yep.
Yeah, and I search for it.
Right away, you know exactly who Rorath is. He looks exactly like Lander Dawnstar, like same build, like slightly ripped. He's got olive colored skin though instead of pale, and he's got really thick black hair in a ponytail similar to Dawnstar's, but Dawnstar's is copper, and he's got a big bushy black beard. And he's got bracers on. He's got really tough looking forearms and long pointy ears, like showing that he's an elf.
Okay. So I walk straight up to him.
Yeah.
And I draw his attention by just yelling, "Are you Rorath?"
And he just very slowly turns and looks at you, and he says, "If my mother wasn't already dead, I would have swore that was her. What can I do for you? Welcome to Mayhem."
Thank you. I was sent by our mutual friend Lander Dawnstar. He told me that you produce the finest longbows in the area.
He leans
I'd like.
he leans
Mhm.
he leans forward as if like he's interested in hearing more of what you want to say, but like as you start talking about the longbow, he kind of gives you these eyes of just like just quiet down a little bit. He's like, "What are you here for?"
I'm here for a longbow. Is this place not friendly to Lander?
Oh. Well, we certainly don't want to get ourselves mixed up in politics here. I think the clans just admires anybody that wants to do business. And he puts his arm around you and he says, "Here, let me show you some of our most signature longbows." And you basically go to a back room with him. You go behind the desk, and he's like, "Hey, listen, man. I have no problem supporting Lander publicly, and feel free to tell him that, but you literally just got into town, didn't you?"
Maybe I didn't.
Marco Wonderman himself is in the clans right now.
Where?
He's staying out at a tavern right now. You'll never get a chance to talk to him until it's his public speaking.
Is he well protected?
He is, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not a part of any of this. I told Lander that I would speak for him on behalf of the clans to the city mayor, and I have no problem doing that. I didn't want to bring it up, but the way that you were saying it, some of my customers, man, they don't fuck with politics. And we personally just like to stay out of it like everybody else. But, a lot of us do support Lander. We're listening to Marco, though. I have a business to run. And he's supported by the Merchant Guild. Lander will never lose my vote, but maybe there's something that we can learn from him. But here, let's just get you fitted up with a longbow. But you just want you to know that Marco's in town right now. So just keep the Lander down. I don't need any fights in my stores. I don't need any. What?
What time is he speaking at?
What time is he speaking at? Just before dinner. He's going to be doing a little speech. There's going to be a banquet hall set up outdoors. At one of the beer halls.
Which beer hall?
I mean, we've only got one beer hall.
Okay.
And
what?
There's
only the one inn.
Yeah, well, no, there's a couple inns, but his inn is at the beer hall itself. Let me just real quick pull up the name that I wrote down for it. Redwood. He'll be at Redwood.
Yeah, so let's get me fit up with a longbow, please.
Let's grab you a longbow. I gotta say here, I worked on this one myself. It is something that I don't do a whole lot of now. I got a business to run. Lander helped me out, and that's actually why he's got my vote. That he helped me kind of set up these businesses. He's a good nobleman.
He's a good man.
He's a good man. I worked this one out myself. It was one of the last bows I did before I just focused solely on my work. But well crafted, ornate, and it's a longbow. It's just a regular longbow, but it's like very well detailed. Like it looks intricate enough.
How much can you give me this for?
I'm not gonna haggle with you. If you're here with Lander, I'll say 40 gold pieces.
I'll take it.
All right. I thank you, man. And that's actually just out of character quick. That's awesome that you don't haggle when they say that, right? Like if you're here with Lander, you could haggle, but it's like, bro, I'm already giving you like 10%, 20%. That's actually a 20% discount on a longbow. It's like friends deal, mates. That's mates rates. Like yeah, it's like yeah. So yeah, 40 gold and you'll have a longbow from Rorith.
Cool. Well, Roreth, I appreciate the business and thank you for giving me a little rundown on the town.
Absolutely. And if you don't mind me asking, I'd like to let the mayor know that you guys are here on behalf of Lander. That's just good etiquette. Can I say who's here? You know my name, Rorith. Never got a chance to meet you. And he puts his arm out the same way Lander did, in that like Dylan. Son of a bitch.
Peyo Morasan at your service.
Peyo Morasan. And he grabs your arm and he says, so you go ahead, be a peach and let the mayor. No, I'm just kidding. He says, no, he grabs you. Goes, Peyo Morasan, I'll let the mayor know you guys are here. This will just, if we do things properly and by the book, I think you could win a lot of. Doing things by the book here is how we are. We're very business oriented. But when you speak, what's up?
Do you have a recommendation of an inn I should stay at? My friends and I should stay at.
Well, I tell you what, we've got a couple bunks, couple hunting taverns on the west side of town. It's a little bit closer to the woods if you're okay with that.
That's perfect.
All right, man. You guys can stay up there for one night. We didn't rent them out because we didn't want any people from the traveling separatist group staying there. So we just said they were full. But if you guys want to take them, they're yours for the night. Don't worry about it. Just spend your money while you're here in the clans.
I'd love to.
Awesome.
Thanks for your advice.
Yeah.
So I go and search for the rest of the crew.
Yeah. What's the rest of the team doing? I'm gonna say that it's getting close to dinner time. So like that whole like speech is getting close.
Got it. I wanted to find a leather shirt, see if there's somewhere I could find a leather undershirt.
Oh, there's tons of that. There's
Cool.
so much fucking leather, man. Yeah.
So I want to go to a merchant and find one.
Okay. Yeah, you can find plenty of people that are leatherworking. They're like, do you want to go to like a named shop, or there's also plenty of people just on the side of the road who are amateur. There's like some amateur leather workers that are.
I want to go to like a name shop.
Okay. And so at a name shop, it's just called Tandis. And there's just a half-elf man behind the counter. He looks a little bit more professional than the amateurs. He's got his own little corner on the market. And he's like, hey, welcome to Tandis. I'm Dis. What can we do for you, man?
As you can see, and I point at my my mushroom nipples.
And he goes, we don't have any Vaseline here.
So let me change this. I go around looking for Vaseline before I go looking for the rest of the crew.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate, but I'm looking for an undershirt.
Oh, yeah. It's about preventative care, right?
100%.
Yeah, we've got a handful of. Well, you said you got some chain mail you're wearing there. Yeah, I've got some light leather here. It's not gonna be too cumbersome for you. Let me just get your. And he looks you up and down at you're 8 feet, 9 feet. What was it again? 8 feet.
8.
He looks you up. He looks 2 feet up as he walks up. Yeah. If you just want to come back, he takes the measurement. He kind of just he just without asking. I honestly think a true professional would never ask. Just take the measurement.
Right.
The man who wants to fix your cable TV doesn't come in and is like, "Excuse me, could you please just I have to go behind your couch. They just walk in, like, move your fucking couch.
Right.
Like, yeah. So he just right away, like, tucks his arm up under your armpit, and he's getting your measurements. Come back, I'm going to close down the shop. I'm going to be closing down the shop before they have the campaign tonight. But I want you to know that, just probably about half hour maybe. I'll be shutting down before Marco gives his speech. I just want to go, don't want to miss it.
That's not a problem. Will you be able to get me a shirt by then?
Yeah. Just come back in half hour. We can say 1 gold piece. If that's cool, we can do 1 gold piece.
I also do have another small favor to ask. Can I
get what's up?
2 small scraps of leather as well with that shirt?
Yeah, we'll just say we'll stick with the gold piece, and I'm gonna be cutting up quite a bit of leather for you, big man. And he slaps his hand on your back. He's a half elf as well. Slaps his hand on your back and he says, I'm gonna got a lot of leather to cut for you. I'm sure there'll be a couple scraps I can leave you with.
That would be amazing.
Anytime, man. And guys, I do want to take a moment to just pause and recognize Untold Odyssey for the fucking raid of 13 with the Lucky 13 raid. Untold Odyssey. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Adventurers, I don't know if you want me to mute right now, but I'm about to just go into a little bit. We should actually take a moment to say who our characters are. Are you guys okay with that? Just take a quick minute. Yeah, because I want to, I noticed Static Cling was in the chat here too. Welcome, Static. This is, I'm so happy that you're here right now. You, Static does a lot of, does some D&D with her partner, and it's an awesome show. Untold Odyssey, what were you playing? What were you streaming? Thanks for fucking hanging out. You caught us in the middle of the campaign. I'm a mercenary. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Lognarok. I am a mercenary for Static Cling's stream. I show up right when they're about to raid and just join their raid. That's awesome. D&D's. Tree Nudes, thanks for that gift, baby. Skirt. And yeah, if you're here, if you drop a follow, you'll get a proverbial mead horn, and you can use that mead horn to collect mead. And mead is just cheer that you can drink metaphorically and cheer yourself up with some mead. Welcome, everybody. Real quick, let's go around the adventuring party. This is Birth of the Red Dragon. We do it every Monday for our adventuring team. This is our 32nd episode that we've done, but it is episode 12 that we've been streaming, and it's in the middle of a political campaign. So this whole they're in the clans right now, which is this like satellite village on the woodland area. Oxton is a former hill dwarf castle that the dwarves are pretty much gone, that is now occupied by humans, and they are in a huge political turmoil. There's an evil sorcerer that's trying to take over the world, and they're actually aligning with a sorcerer from Oxton who's a high sorcerer for the magical community. Oh, awesome. And so let's just figure out the adventuring party. Who do we got here? Who do we got? I haven't heard from you at all tonight, Brian, and we're gonna get there.
I'm still alive.
Okay, good. That's awesome. And I was like, fuck, he's probably been like lurking himself. He's probably doing his taxes or something right now. Like, he's had so much downtime.
Actually, what's funny is that my family and I work for an accounting firm.
Oh, okay, cool. Fucking shout out, man. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I actually do taxes for a living.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I never knew that about you. Yeah, I was just thinking that in my head. I was like, yeah, Brian's probably like waiting for this time, and he's like, I'll just finish up my taxes or something. But you probably do that easy clap taxes with Brian. Do you want to just really briefly I know we don't and go into the mystery too. Don't say the mystery, but give a little backstory on your character.
So my name is Brian, and I play Garrett, a human artificer that kind of stumbled into the party about halfway through the campaign. the party happened to basically free me as a mind slave that was working for what the party found out was the evil sorcerer, and I was helping to build Dragar, which
Yeah.
were kind of like clay clones or like flesh clones of
It was really fucked up.
dwarves. They were like basically making them magic wise, and I was helping forge some of the artificed weapons. Supposedly, I don't know. I can't remember too much. They just freed us, and then they kicked us out into the cold and told us good luck.
Yeah, the adventuring party kind of dropped the ball on that one. They freed a bunch of slaves.
We had nothing but clothes, no food, and we
kicked everybody out of the
told-
laboratory. Head back to Goodhead, and
which was like a good 50 to 100 miles in the deep, dark cold of the north of the continent.
Close. It was a couple hours journey downhill. Yeah.
Sure, so I
Okay,
survived.
but you
Pretty
made
much,
it.
pretty much everybody died except for a small handful of people.
Barely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so a small.
I made
Actually,
it.
this is good. This is going to be good that we go into this. This is actually good that we go into this. Of the like 100, so an abandoned mine shaft collapsed a long time ago, and it killed a bunch of archaeology students. And the citizens of Goodhead said no more studying in there. And the adventuring party heard by killing this warlock named Tarkov about and Shiloh Tan, who we met again just a couple episodes ago. She came back to get another bounty as a rogue. She's an assassin, Shiloh Tan. They found about this tomb that had a bunch of gold in it, and they illegally went into this dig site, the Hefamore dig site. And they found that a wizard, an evil wizard named Granium, was expropriating this place. No, expropriating this for public use. He was commandeering this dig site and using it for transmutation magic and creating Duragar and teleporting them to the barren volcano. Which, welcome to the chat. Everybody, I'm going to just share my socials on here. You guys can follow me there, but also I'm going to share my Discord if you guys want to see the maps. It's in the D&D chat. If you also have any cool, fun insight on D&D, I love talking about it. And so they found all these like enslaved archaeology students that had been enslaved for 100 years. And they were kept in this like goo, this vitality goo. Half of them would work for like 20 years, then the wizard would put them back on ice, proverbially, and then bring them back out. And he used dream spells to manipulate them. And eventually these random adventurers, which is our party, freed them. And they were like, yo, like, head back to Goodhead. And then they're like, oh, that's right, we gotta go loot this one area, Blue Jag's workshop. We gotta go do that. Went in there and like half the survivors went through Blue Jag's workshop, died. Because of just sitting out in the cold. The other half that went out the front of the mine, most of them died on the way back to Goodhead, but a small handful made it. They went to the hospital. in Goodhead, and the adventurers were told by the front guard that they should go to the hospital and check on them. Or they could go to the guard post and just like warm up for the night, heal up. They were out of spell slots. It was a huge battle against Granium the Wizard. That whole fucking dungeon took some time. And instead we went to the bar where we killed someone a week ago. We we murdered a man at the bar week before, or it was the night before or something like that. And we were back in the tavern the next night. And some of the townsfolk are like, yo, you fucking killed that guy. Like, we know he was trying to rob you. And it was a huge thing. And there was a police chase. And eventually Captain Moore, the Serpent of Draken, the Spider of Draken, she backed you guys up. And it was a whole fucking shit show. But in that pursuit, you bumped into a guy who was just like, hey, and you recognized him as one of the survivors. Everybody from the party remembered seeing him as one of the laboratory workers that were working in the laboratory of Granium, and he survived. And he was just like, yo, I survived all that. Like, I didn't, and they're like, why didn't you go to the hospital or whatever? It was just like, dude, fuck that. Like, I do not, like, I was part of the college that sent me in there, and like, fuck all that. Like, I don't trust establishments. And everyone's like, yeah, okay, bet. And he joined the party. And he has been...
No one asked a single question.
No one asked a single question about him since. He has been a fucking absolute mystery this whole time, collecting random trinkets, and he has been doing some artificer magic. Like, he has been doing which is what those archaeology students were doing there. A lot of them are artificers. And let's just move on real quick. Yeah, holy smokes. Yeah, that's actually a really good recap on Garrett's introduction to the party. Nerva, do you want to quickly describe your friend, your role playing friend?
Sure. So Nerva is a wizard, a student from a fishing community who is kind of just like on a, like a, I don't want to say stereotypical, but a wizard's quest for knowledge.
Absolutely. She's been working really hard to learn more about magic, learn more about like the power her intellect, right? She has a lot of intellect, and she knows that there's a lot of untapped intellect. And she's been questing, and just this episode, she has her own desk now in her own library. Not her own library, but in her like collective library at Dragon Keep. Yeah. Fucking awesome. Peyo, do you want to go over your character?
Sure, yeah. So Peyo is a fighter. He's a psychic knight. And,
I like Psi Knighter, but anyways.
He's a Psi Knighter. But he also has now become a ranger. Mm-hmm. He's from another dimension. He has this kind of he started out as a gladiator for an evil wizard who imbued him with this magic. He has an inherent distrust for magic, so he's warming up to it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he had some adventures with another crew, and then ended up going back to his dimension, overthrew the evil wizard, became the king of the folks because they refused to take charge of their own lives, and he just has a great disdain for that. So when we went over and rescued those people those artificer students,
mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, well, our archaeology students. He's like, okay, well, the rescuing part, you guys needed help with that, but you guys got to take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
Kicked them out, and it's every man for himself type thing with Peyo.
Peyo is like pretty Darwinistic in a way.
Yeah, in a way.
That's Garrett. Yeah, but I just shared a photo. Yeah.
And but he also is a severe alcoholic, and
but getting better. But he's healing.
Yeah,
he's healing.
He's starting to heal. He's starting to get a little bit.
You
better
said that, and you reminded me that my wine glass was empty. I was like, oh.
You better go get it. Yeah. So he's healing. He's on his healing process, but he's also just kind of disdainful for folks who can't take care of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. As a person who has had a hard time taking care of himself, but he's been through, like, Peyo Morazan, we all have hard lives. We all have a hard life. We all have our own trials and tribulations. But Peyo Morazan has literally been teleported to realms that are just like snot goblins and fucking mucus for like 3 years. Yeah. And it's just like you've been through some traumatic, terrible things, and you've had a hard life. So when it comes to people who are like, oh, will you expect us to walk all the way in the cold? He's just like, yeah.
I do.
Jaded, just fucking jaded by by other people's constitution, right? Just like constitutionally jaded. Wow, resilient.
Right. Well, and it's hard for him to form any bonds with anybody because like that the teleportation magic that he has within him, like he doesn't entirely control it, and so he's not always sure if he's going to stay in that same dimension or not. So making friends with people isn't really like the best thing he does. Yeah.
Teleportation The TDs. The titties. The TDs.
Yeah.
TDs.
Yeah, we came up with a
Trans.
physical
It's
dysfunction.
I remember it. Transdimensional teleportation disorder. The TDs.
Right.
Yep. Transdimensional teleportation disorder. He just fucking zaps. And he's got a character flaw that, if you're lucky enough, you'll see it in action. Next up in the grind is Erizo, our Birdman.
Caw.
Caw. End.
Caw in silence. Yeah, sorry, can you remember me again? What else do you want us to run through besides?
Oh, just say like you can as much as you want. Like if you want to say like Erizo, maybe just real quickly talk about your circlet, that'd be cool. But like mention race and class. Especially race specifically for you because you're a magical one.
It's always about race, isn't it? All right.
Son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, so Erizo Nocturne, our Aarakocra friend, aka Birdman. He's also a ranger, specializing as a hunter, definitely taking advantage of that wonderful Colossus slaying, monster slaying, because, you know, he's out to originally get some revenge and some atrocities, and now having his wonderful jewelry, and hopefully he's able to get some more accessories as he goes on, to be able to really gain that power and bring shit down, man. I mean, this guy's
Since day one, Erizo Nocturne, Erizo has been looking for this specific spell. As a ranger, he can't learn spells like a wizard would. He could if he really wanted to dedicate to it, but Erizo is a birdman who's out to hunt and get some revenge, and he has grinded over these past 31 episodes, grinded to get a circlet that has a socket open to imbue with magic. That took him half our campaign just to get that. And now you have gotten, by defeating a necromancer, taking his spell book, you have the spell that you need. You have met O'Flynn in the Dragon Keep archive that used to work with magical infusions, that is willing to help you out, and which Lander is like loosely funding through like keeping O'Flynn in company. And O'Flynn had mentioned that you need to get a gem to infuse into the circlet, specifically a bone gem from a fey creature. You need to bring the bone of a fey creature, and he says you need to bring a bone from a magical creature, preferably a fey. You could get it from other abyssal means, but you need a bone from a fey creature to make a bone gem to kind of like complete the circlet for O'Flynn to put to work in the magical infusion.
That's what gets me excited. I mean, just hearing the whole word "fey," you know, that's gonna take a search and find that stuff. So I'm excited to see
you'd be surprised, and it's crazy because I actually have the side quest built already for your whole circlet. I have like the steps designed, and Peyo Morisan multi-classing from fighter into ranger, and then starting the campaign looking for a longbow and coming to the woodland area. Don't metagame this too hard, but you guys have literally come to the place where your circlet was supposed to start next. Like
gotta have faith.
Yeah, right, dude. When the team just starts to pull it together, the clans is where you were supposed to come next for your quest, which you'll if you keep investigating like you planned on, right? You're gonna keep working. It's pretty outrageous that it's all falling together. And let's continue on with character introductions. Getafix.
Yo, my name's Trent. I play Getafix. He is a furbog. He's a druid. Recently learned some cleric stuff.
Yeah, multi-classed into a cleric.
Still haven't been able to really show off my new cleric stuff, but soon enough. I've got chainmail and chafed nipples.
Chafed mushroom nipples.
Chafed mushroom.
I did want to
nipples,
share this just because it seems like we have some D&D enthusiasts in the chat. This is a magic weapon that I used a couple other magic weapons and then used the lore of my homebrew world to make this magical staff. And there was a whole quest, and you can find the backstory of that in my YouTube. But they were at this desecrated nature shrine, and this staff was found laying down. And Mother Ziona, who is the cleric, like goddess of the whole empire, they're all atheists in the empire, but they believe in Mother Ziona, who is a real human being, a cleric, nature cleric, who had her power from goes too far back for people to know, and they're all atheists. But they know Mother Ziona was real. They all believe that she was real. And she whispered through the trees that Getafix needs to, like, proverbially pick up her staff and take after her. And physically, the staff was laying there in a broken down, desecrated nature shrine that they then consecrated afterwards and made it back into a holy place. And this is the staff he has. You guys are welcome to use it too. Please, by all means, if you're using D&D and you like magical items, this is Ziona's staff. You do need to be a bard, cleric, or druid to use it. And it comes with some consecration action where stabbing it into the ground creates a 15-foot radius circle where undead creatures need to make charisma checks to get inside of it. It's just really cool consecration AoE staff. Also the Herald of the staff, the Herald of Health, which Getafix has now multi-classed into a life cleric domain. Because of it, you are immune to disease and poison and have resistance to necrotic damage. So it gives you a big buff against the evil undead, and you can also consecrate ground to keep you safe from the undead. It's really OP magic item, but just very rare. It's only a +1, which I don't even think I put on this card that it's a +1, but it's a +1. We know that personally. I guess I should have added that to the card. I'm going to speed run this. You guys are in the clans because you left Arden when you dropped off Juan Jane in the afternoon. And so it was probably like 4 p.m. when you got to the clans. And in the clans, Peyo, you learned that Marco Wonderman, the opposing politician, was going to be giving a speech tonight. He's there. Did you meet back up with the crew to like relay any of this, Peyo?
Yeah, I was trying to, and as I was looking around, I was looking for some sort of lubricant for Getafix.
And as you find some, you definitely can buy some like goose grease off of somebody in the market.
I buy the goosiest goose grease.
Okay, that's just like 2 copper for some goose grease. It's just
I tossed the guy a silver coin.
You are a and he said, and you know what? Let me just roll quick. Okay. That action that you just did will affect the group later. You paying a silver piece for some goose grease and like giving him like a head nod maybe or something. Whatever you did, paying a silver for that goose grease to just some dude, like think about how much of a byproduct goose grease is.
It sounds disgusting.
It's like so reduced down to like there's like the people who raise the geese, the people who butcher the geese, the people who process the geese. It's like 4 tiers down on the labor on the work chain, and you just like toss him a silver piece, and suddenly this person realizes like, oh, my job is important, and that's gonna affect you guys later, provided that person finds out that you guys are with Land or Dawnstar. That good deed. But as of right now, I don't imagine Peyo says anything to him.
No, he flicks it.
Yep.
He flicks it
Because
like
Peyo
the
doesn't give
thumb
a
flick.
fuck. Yep, just
Yeah,
throws him a
thumb
silver
flicks
piece.
it and just
Thank you.
kind of salutes him.
Yeah, and you meet up with the group. You see Getafix has now got this like leather, this like hide shirt.
wait,
Oh, sorry.
hold
Yeah,
on,
yep.
hold on.
I'm sorry. I'm taking too much creative liberty.
I don't have the leather shirt on. I have the 2 scraps of leather over my nipples.
That's right, because we're still waiting. Yeah, you had like the little time period to go pick it back up.
So I don't have it on, but I have
Yeah.
the 2 little scraps, and I walk when I meet back up with the group. I like point like, does this work?
Outrageous.
So I info dump everything, and I toss the goose grease to as I'm info dumping. I toss the goose grease to Getafix, and I was like, "Dude, rub those on your nipples. You'll feel amazing."
I got protection now, though.
Yeah, but you didn't this morning. I think we should do something about this speech. Now, my first instinct.
Oh, and everybody in the party, he said that Kevin did say that he expo dumped it. So all of you know this now. So you're like in a team huddle.
Yeah. Oh, where are we? Are we at a bar?
You tell me. Yeah, you guys can be at a bar. Nerva, I didn't hear a lot from you and Erizo. Are you guys gonna be at a bar? You guys all cool with that? Totally.
For me?
Yeah, totally up to you.
Sure.
I know Nerva likes to drink and study. She's definitely did that before.
We're at the bar?
The bar. No, you guys are at the Groovy Branch Tavern.
Is that the one that he told us to go to?
Yeah.
The hunting inn? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as I'm drinking and I have in danger of becoming drunk again, I expo dump and I say, I think we need to do something about this speech. My instinct is to go there and pretend that we're listening, and as he makes points, we yell at how he's an idiot and that he's not for the people. What do you guys think?
I agree. Something needs to be done.
And
No,
go ahead, Erizo.
I was gonna say I like the idea, but at the same time, we may be challenged to provide some kind of evidence or provide some other thing. So I don't know. I think we should definitely, if we're gonna go with that plan, we may want to do a little bit more research and dig something up just to have up our sleeve.
Let's tie him to Penguin and the events that happened in Penguin. From what you guys told me, that sounded terrible. I don't think we even need proof. As long as we just say that he was involved with it.
I like that.
Peyo.
Like that a lot.
Peyo, take inspiration. Not because that's something that Peyo specifically in character would say, but take inspiration because like you're being creative and you're taking liberty on just like doing exactly what you would do in this situation. You know what I mean? Like you're having fun.
Yeah. Taken. So do we all agree that we go out there as he's saying stuff, we start saying that he's involved with Penguin?
Yeah, I think we should space ourselves out throughout the crowd of the speech,
Mm-hmm.
and make it seem like we're not associated with one another.
No,
That way.
Mention...
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna ask if we mentioned anything or any mention of Saffron in connection with that.
Do the people know that Lord Saffron is an evil wizard?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Do the people know that Lord Saffron is an evil wizard?
Everybody knows Saffron's an evil wizard, yes.
Okay.
And it's just that through intense propaganda and at this point, you guys don't know why there are still people in Oxton who would support. So here's the thing: the governor of Oxton was known to be affiliated with the evil sorcerer Saffron, and he's been taken by the High Council for questioning. You guys are in a campaign. You don't know much about Marco Wonderman. It's like when you're inside the circle like you are with Lander Dawnstar, it's like fucking obvious that Marco Wonderman is aligned with the same party that Governor Boehner was a part of. But to the people out in the clans, they don't know that. They're just like, oh, this is just a guy running for, propaganda works on them. And there's like other things too, which is why Quest B, which is about like espionage and learning about other campaigns, that's why Quest B is important. You guys are working on Quest A right now. You can definitely work Quest B whenever you want, but for what you know right now is that the people just don't really know that Marco Wonderman is associated with Lord Saffron. Like, people just, like, the lay person doesn't know that. But they know Saffron's evil. They just don't know that Wonderman would be affiliated in any way.
Okay. So yes, let's tie him to Lord Saffron. Let's tie him to the events at Penguin. And let's just, like, scream those things throughout the crowd randomly. And judging by the time, I think we should probably head over there pretty soon.
You hear a bell ring. Big town bell ring for assembly. Almost on cue. With you saying
Also,
that.
the mayor knows that we're here.
We're in the bar, right?
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
are at the
we're-
Groovy branch.
And then I think the meal is happening, the dinner,
Just like
the
dinner in
inn that he's-
general. Yeah, then there's a big party. Yeah. Sorry, keep going, Kevin. My bad.
It's near the center of town.
As the party goes to leave, I want to slip into the men's room, and
Okay.
I'm gonna disguise self
Nice.
as like a laborer, like
Yeah, okay.
like a strong man who puts in lots of hours.
I want you to tell me the profession.
The profession.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think because I'm trying to remember what Penguin was known, like what type of industries were down there.
Zombies.
That's like all I can recall.
Mate, you can make a history check if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, this is the situation where you're using your memory, you're using your history as well of the area to focus on Penguin and like the people of Penguin. Oh,
nat
look-
20.
Oh shit! We have not rolled a lot tonight. We've made a couple rolls tonight. Overall, this has been more like role play focused than rolling focused. And just slapping a nat 20 on a history check. Sheesh. It's a lot of fishermen and a lot of blacksmiths. Those were the two main professions of Penguin.
All right, I'm gonna
There
go
is a-
fisherman.
Okay, yep. There's a large body of water. It wasn't on the Penguin map, the regional Penguin map, or on the Oxton map. Little bit maybe, but it's on the map of Aurum. You'll see there's a very large body of water that's outside of Penguin. So yeah, Fisherman of Black. You go the fisherman route. You can definitely disguise self.
And then, was there any sort of like markings
That lasts
would...
for 1 hour. Just so I'm gonna start a time. I'm not gonna start a fucking real timer. But I'm saying like.
Right. The speech is like right now. Right?
Yeah. The bell just rang for it. Yep.
And then, was there any sort of like markings or like any sort of signal that you were from Penguin, like a flag or some sort of... You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
there really was, and I don't have that symbol on hand. I've never created that symbol before in my fucking life. But if there was a symbol, and there would be a symbol. You're right, and I challenge anybody in chat right now that has the time to draw a quick symbol. Mother Ziona is the religious figure for the Empire, and Penguin was like an Amish community that was very loyal and devout. And it's funny that Peyo Morisan wasn't in Penguin, because if Peyo Morisan, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. The old Peyo Morisan, if they were in Penguin before the zombie outbreak, if you guys would have gone there, day one, you had the choice to go to Penguin or the Dark Frost. You guys went up to the Dark Frost, which is awesome, fucking brilliant. If you had chose to go to Penguin, it's a dry community. It's a very religious, dry community. And old Peyo Morazan probably would have murdered the whole town. But
That's why they're zombies now.
yeah, so the symbol would probably have to deal with religion, with Mother Ziona. It would have to be like a religious symbol that's also very conservative in nature. So a very simple symbol. Not a Z though. It wouldn't be a Z. It would probably be like an apple. It probably would be just like the symbol of Penguin would probably be like an apple with a fish on it.
Cool. So like when I disguise myself, I
like an apple and
like,
a fish. Yeah.
I have like that symbol on my like a patch.
Yeah, like an embroidered little fish and apple.
Yeah, fish and apple.
Fish and apple. Fish and apple.
And then after I disguise myself, I walk back out and join the party and just kind of nod.
And they are like, who the fuck is this guy?
Oh, there's a wink in there too.
Okay, cool. And they remembered you. You did this once before a while ago. I'll just say the party knows that it's you. And people start crowding together, and the mayor of the clans, he says, hey, it's me, Mayor Hignan. We have the esteemed pleasure to welcome with absolute... I'm sorry, a politician would say, I just don't have a speech written. Me, Mayor Hengen, we have the utmost pleasure to host a public official in the Keep of Oxton tonight. He will be going over the merchants. He will be going over our economy. And most importantly, he will be going over the direction of this region and where we see fit. I would like to address that your political views are totally your own. We are living in a democracy where you have the right. But remember, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence. And without further ado, I would like to bring to the stage politician, council member, Marco Wonderman. What, you didn't have a fucking speech prepared?
No, yeah, this town, it's great. Clans is great. You see the economy is up high. You guys make lots of bows, lots of weapons, cattle for feed. You know, who do you think buys all that?
The people! Someone in the crowd yells, "The people buy that!" And someone else in the crowd goes, "I've had my butchery my whole life. It's the people from the war, the army." Yeah, and everybody's like, "The army! The army buys cattle!" And you see like the people are rallying behind you, Marco Wonderman, saying that this town, the clans, makes a lot of money from the infantry who need meat in the front line. And so this war dragging on, which the Merchant Guild wants because they make a lot of money, the meat industry is so profitable. The fucking mass production of meat, so profitable. And because the clans, they fucking work in processing meat, like a lot of people have quit other jobs, a lot of woodwork, a lot of half-elves that used to work wood like their wood elf fathers have abandoned that to just butcher meat now for the war. And so there's a lot of people who just really want that. Just, they're like, fuck yeah. So there's people who are cheering Marco Wonderman on.
Marco Wonderman sounds strangely like Garrett.
You don't know that. You actually have no fucking idea. You like honestly, like no metagaming, you have no fucking idea. What you're looking at is Marco Wonderman, if you've ever seen him.
All right.
Marco Wonderman, I want you to make a deception check. Okay. Ooh, eat shit. Okay. I've updated the loyalty score of the clans. And how is there anything else? How else does the speech go? Is there anything else in the speech?
No.
Okay, and we can just totally like roll like theater of the mind like that. Like I'm not expecting you to honestly have a speech prepared.
Marco
Yeah.
Wonderman lies.
There we go. I was waiting for somebody to do what the
I
plan
was
was.
just about to do it.
Nice.
Yeah, go ahead, Pay.
To both of you. Yeah, Peyo first because he yelled at the loudest. And as a loud person, that's how the rules work.
He lies. You'll all end up like the zombies in Penguin. Go there now. They're all dead. That's the result of Marco Wonderman.
You can't prove that. Where's your evidence?
He
I've
can't,
not
but I
even
can.
been to Penguin.
Oh, okay. Now Getafix joins in. Now Getafix wearing his like penguin seal.
I'm a fisherman. I was out gathering when the zombies came. When I returned, there was a big blight in the city, and Wonderman left us all.
Peyo Morrison.
I was never there. I've never even been to Penguin.
You can't trust a liar like Marco Wonderman.
I need Peyo Morrison and Getafix. Do you guys want to have one of you roll a deception check with advantage? Or do you each want to roll a deception check? And the highest goes. Without metagaming. Do not tell each other your deceptions. Just knowing how you know each other, because in game you guys are in the crowd, one of you is yelling, the other one of you is like yelling, and you're looking at each other and you're kind of like feeding off each other's eye contact and each other's language. So which one of you either can both deceive and make a deception check, or one of you can roll with advantage, and I'll let you guys discuss which is which, but you cannot cannot metagame to the point where you're saying my deception's +3, my deception's -1. You can't do any of that. But I'll let you guys individually say like
I think one of us should roll with advantage, and I don't think it should be me.
So you head nod over to Getafix and give him the authority. Getafix, do you give him the head nod back like you agree?
Yeah, and I'll roll.
Okay, so roll deception with advantage.
So just roll twice, right?
Yeah, roll twice, take the highest. Oh my god!
Let me,
What?
can I roll again
man.
just for S and G's?
What? That you rolled twice all session, and both have been nat 20s. You might have rolled other times, but don't scroll up in the chat log to see if you have.
Praise to Mother Ziona
What?
tonight.
Mother Ziona bless. Roll it again though, just to see if you get another nat 20. Oh my god! What the fuck? I just woke up everybody that's in this whole area. You gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. I'm gonna pull our chat log. Let's see. I want to make sure the chat log doesn't know. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna pull this into the fucking view of the public. That's 3 nat. Oh no, my face is covering it. That is 3 nat. Look at, and Murdoch even just fucking woke up from his nap. You guys got treats to redeem. He's like, yo, are you streaming, bro? Yo,
Oh my
3
God.
fucking nat 20s in a row. That is fucking absolutely bonkers, dude.
RN Jesus is with me tonight.
Yeah,
I don't believe I'm an atheist, but I believe in Mother Ziona now.
Yeah, that's so funny, dude. Oh my gosh. What is this? Erizo, this better be appropriate. It's his nipples. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be I am not gonna lie. I I invented Mother Ziona. As this because there was a discussion in a Facebook group I was in where they said atheists cannot be clerics. And I was like, okay, bet. I'll fuck around and find out. Here's a fucking whole world that's atheist and believes in a deity. And right as you multi-class into cleric with this divine power, you roll 3 fucking nat 20. You roll the nat 20, and then we roll the nat 20. We're like, oh shit, but hey, it's with advantage. Roll it again. See if you get a nat 20. And you fucking... That's literally 1 in 400. To roll a nat 20, and then because you want to roll a nat 20 always.
Right.
So to want to roll a nat 20 and roll it, and then to want to roll another nat 20 and hit it again is a 1 in 400 chance. And that should be celebrated. If
I'm
you're
so glad we picked you.
Yeah, if you got... Yeah, just yeah, that's not a bad... Oh my gosh, how do I even reward this in game? Everybody in the... Getafix, you being just like a fucking nobody in the crowd have now commanded the entire attention of everybody there, and they're looking at you with this longing in your eyes. And Getafix, it's time for you to buy a lottery ticket in Aurum.
Right.
And here, since you rolled 2 nat 20s, I'm gonna roll for the loyalty score. Here. Okay. From the looks of it, you have completely swayed the clans. And it has started a huge uproar. It has started a royal rumble It has started. It has started like the majority of the people now are like over half the people are saying like what does Wonderman even know? You know, and they're very hostile now towards Marco Wonderman's politics. And the other half of the people are like, dude, like nobody knows this guy. And it started to be like a big argument. Like it's starting to actually like it's no longer a political forum, and people are starting to get very rowdy. And the mayor immediately runs on a stage. Hingen, right? I think his name is Hingen.
Yeah.
Hignan. Yeah, Hignan. Mayor Hignan runs on the stage immediately, and he whispers into your ear, Marco Wonderman, and he says, "Everything is free on us. Please head back to your inn. Stay on us. Every cost, everything. Did you still want to do the Q&A tonight? Did you still want to do like the personal speeches? I understand this did not go the way you wanted it to."
I'm just gonna put an arm on his shoulder and just tell him, just hold quiet.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, sorry, Marco. It's your
You,
lead, sir.
sir. What is your name? You speak for the people. What is your name?
You talking to me?
Yep.
As Getafix has people around him like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Are you talking to me?" Getafix rolled 3 nat 20s, and suddenly he's got the biggest dick in Aurum. Yeah, continue.
My name is Stefan Workhard.
Where are you from, Stefan?
What's it to you, liar?
He's probably tied to Lord Sephiron. Why would we trust this man?
Well, that who blasphemes, I should have to at least know who slanders my name.
Anyone who would trust this man would be a fool.
All right.
Now hear this.
Yeah, let's hear it from Marco Wonderman.
Everyone from this crowd can see my face and knows my name. You, sir, are nameless and faceless.
Oh!
If you speak for the people,
Gotti.
come. Let's meet. Let's have dinner tonight. I can arrange for possibly what seems to be the best dinner of your entire life.
And immediately, Marco Wonderman, a servant of yours, like one of the political, like one of the people who does like your hair and makeup, runs up to you.
My fingers.
Yeah, it runs up to you and says, "Sir, we can make a couple. We can open a couple seats for them." That is like, holy fuck, dude! Like your fucking PR skills are way beyond ours. Like, holy fuck, bro. Yeah, we can open up a couple seats for them. That is, you should never talk about politics on an empty stomach. That's not a bad idea.
Let's dine. Let's talk. I'm a man of the people. I give the people things. I keep the goods flowing. I keep the money flowing in this country. Why should I not? Why should I not listen to the little man?
And Mayor Hingen runs up to you. And he says, I'd be willing to sponsor a couple barrels of ale for the night for anybody who's not sure, that doesn't want to come or not. Like, I'd be any whispers, like, I'd be happy to sponsor some ale. Let them know that.
You, sir, who is with you? Stefan. I'm just gonna sit and stare at him until he answers.
Stefan
I don't have all day.
I will round up others that I feel necessary to bring. Where are we doing dinner?
Honestly,
I just turned and looked at the mayor.
Honestly, I don't remember where the fuck I said the dinner would be at.
Was that the beer hall?
The beer hall. Did I give a name for it?
No, but you did give a name to the hunting inn, but I forgot it.
The hunting inn is Groovy Branch.
Oh, it's the Red Oak.
The Red. Yeah, we'll call it the Red Oak. Thank you. Did you write that down, Brian?
No, but it's a brewery that I know, so I just associated it.
Wait, it's a real brewery?
Red Oak Brewing. Yeah, it's in North Carolina.
All right. I was literally thinking that
It literally
I was
is a brewery around Charlotte.
Oh, the unconscious comes to the front. I just have a big list here of the names, and I was like, fuck, which one did I even miscellaneously pull?
So another small tiny fact about me, I do taxes for breweries.
Oh, fuck. Is that like your...
That's our niche, yeah.
Okay, listen. I don't want to, like, at you here, but if you have any resources that you want to share, I can post it in the chat or post it anywhere if you want to
We'll see.
put that. Yeah, we can talk about that later. Maybe when we cover that episode. When we have that episode where we do taxes for the breweries. But yeah, that's actually really cool. That's actually very respectful too, because as somebody who wants to open a meadery someday, I do want to open up my own mead company with my own low fermentation license, etc. The fucking everything else, I know how to make the mead, and I'm focusing on how to scale it up and make more mead, you know. But everything else about that is like, fuck if I know. Right.
Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow about it. I actually help breweries get started and open their business.
That's
open
fucking
doors.
tremendous, man.
So yeah, outside of the game, we'll talk.
Yeah, let's get some fucking meat horns in chat. If you are watching right now and you haven't followed yet, follow and you'll get a meat horn. It's that easy. You just gotta click the follow button and you fucking get a meat horn. It's like not hard at all. And
all right, my stomach is hungry. Snap, let's go.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna snap and point my fingers out at Stefan Hardwork and send a couple of my servants over to him.
And a band immediately, just like a fucking generic band, since that's all.
Batman a shirt.
I would like to, when he tells me where it's at, I would like to step in and say, well, hopefully you'll be there, unlike you were in Penguin.
And everybody was like,
Penguin,
oh.
And
dude, that's
you're
a
just
sick
going to
burn.
come with me. Why would you leave? Why would I not be there? We are going to walk there together.
Make a deception check, just because there's been some good dialogue. Not you, fucking Getafix. You've rolled 3 nat 20s now. You don't need to. But Marco Wonderman, roll a deception check. If it's a nat 20, I'll literally poop in my pants.
It's not.
It's a dirty 23. Yeah, that.
Dirty 23.
It's a dirty 23, so that's still fucking baller.
I'll take
Shot
it.
Color, yeah. I won't shit my pants, but I'll tip my hat to that for sure, because the show will continue to go on. Whew, jeesh. 1 second here. I want to give a shout out to someone, to Dreadlord Damien. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Is it Damien? Was a pronunciation? Fucking shout out for hanging out, buddy. I know you came over here with the raid, and I don't know if I read the chat right. Something about you were mentioning D&Ds. You run the D&D. We combined our Untold Odysseys. So it seems like you're the GM for a D&D group, and you guys are all as a team under the alias of Untold Odysseys. That's fucking awesome, man. Thank you so much for like supporting another D&D channel. That means a lot to me, man. Like, that's like really cool. Maybe we should get into contact off the stream, because I would love to find out like when you are streaming. If you want to post anything, share any links, any YouTubes, any socials, any like, we stream this day, we stream at this time. If it conflicts with my stream, that's okay too. Share it as well. Like, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's fucking awesome that you're hanging out. I also, from one DM to another, a game master to another, you know, 3 DMs walk into a room to have a couple drinks. There should be a punchline there, but I don't have it. I'd love to put 3 DMs in a room and figure out what happens next. Oh, cool. So you guys kind of start just a little earlier than this campaign. That's fucking brilliant, man. Yeah, I'll be sure to head over to Untold Odyssey. I also studied the Odyssey in college quite a bit as a classics major, so I like Odysseys. This motherfucker's spitting. Yeah, big shout out, man. Marco Wonderman. That deception check was fucking brilliant. You guys have background story. When you guys all took your ability scores for the game, I said that you're taking the wash, the not the point buy, but just the allotted points. The what? 14, 13, 12, 10, 8, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8 points. You did not by any means roll for your stats. That's because I've always DM'd with that. I've always played with that. I've never rolled for stats before. Now that I'm actually a player character in a campaign that I'm loving, shout out to Bane for DMing, where we get to roll for our stats. I was like, really? I get to roll for my stat? And I rolled really well, you know? And I was like, holy fuck! Like, this is awesome. When you have fat stats, it's a beautiful show. You guys did not do that. You guys are working with your easy clap stats, and you're hitting big fucking charisma checks right now. So, the banquet is starting. Food is rolling out. I understand we're like way past when we decided to stream until. So without affecting anybody's Monday night, we can end it here. Unless there's any last minute things that people want to do. The banquet is starting to set up. Getafix, if you want to go get your leather shirt, you can grab that on the way.
I'm having him ushered with Marco.
Oh, that's right. Getafix, I'm sorry. You still have to keep your fucking leather patch nipple chainmail out. But it doesn't bother you. Honestly, it doesn't bother you. But wait. But yeah, he's disguised. He's disguised. I was only thinking mushroom nipples because of fucking Jose shared the fucking mushroom picture.
How long was the speech? Because I only have an hour as my my.
Fellow. Fuck. The speech. I mean, from the time that you casted it. Let's be real. And Getafix, you can interject. Anybody can. Politicians, the bell rang for people to assemble. That was about the same time that you casted that. It probably took people 20 minutes to assemble.
That's fair.
Right? I'm not wrong in saying that?
No.
And the speech might have lasted about 20 minutes. So I'm going to say like pretty fucking round the corner. You're about to switch back into chainmail nipples.
Cool. As long as we can get back to the place and
Yeah.
I can get to a pisser. And...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and just disappear.
Yeah. Poof.
Marco Wonderman, you are escorting, because you said you wanted to escort him too. Oh, fuck,
That was
Getafix.
not gamed, by the way. Absolutely
Yeah,
not
that's
mitigamed.
and that's legit. That's Marco Wonderman. And Marco Wonderman, you are like, we'll go right now. Like, we'll fucking, let's go get lunch. Like, let's go. You know what? It's in, and as a politician, Marco Wonderman, as a politician would come to an area, it is in the Odyssey, Untold Odysseys, Dab, thanks for the fucking raid. In the Odyssey, I learned in the ancient Greek laws of hospitality that before you talk politics, like not just giving a speech, but actually like going into politics, if somebody just shows up, and it's because a lot of people on the Mediterranean washed up onto shore, before you talked politics, you had to feed them and give them alcohol before you talk politics.
Yep.
And I personally support that. Before you talk politics, people should, like, if someone shows up and you're like, oh, I would love to talk politics, I'd love to get to know you better, everybody should have to eat and drink before you even talk. Because think about how much it's like smoking a peace pipe. How much more willing you are. And so for Marco Wonderman to be like, you like pointing out Getafix and being like, yo, you're fucking yelling at my speech right now. You clearly want to talk about this. Let's go eat some food and get drunk. That's exactly why we assigned this for. And you're walking him over. Getafix, you know that you probably have got anywhere from like 10 to 12 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes.
All right, so as we are walking towards the Red Oak
Yep.
meadery, I'm going to whisper into the mayor's ear. So the mayor is on the left side of me, Getafix.
Hignan. Yep. Okay. Getafix is on the
Or
right.
Stefan is on the right.
Stefan,
I'm just going to whisper into the mayor's ears, like, when we get there, I'd like to have a private word with Stefan. If you can arrange that, it would be the most important thing you could do for me. Can you make this happen?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Yeah. I need to have a private word with Stefan. Man to man when we arrive, and I need you to make this happen. This is the utmost importance.
That's
I need you to say yes.
Yeah, that's fine with me. That you'd have to take that up with your security guards. I'm fine with that. We have our. You guys can totally go into the pavilion. And security. There's like security. There's the one assistant that walked up to you that was like, "Hey, that's a really good idea," inviting them to dinner. He walks up and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Marco, what's up?"
Run ahead.
Okay.
Clear out the tavern. I need to have a one-on-one talk with Stefan. Oh. Don't say no. Say yes. Make it happen. Clear it out. Go now.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Yep. Yeah. And he like looks at you as if he like wants to say like, is that a good idea? But because you just like totally fucking pushed past it, he's like, well, fuck yeah. Okay. Yeah. And he runs over and he's like, and he immediately puts on a show. He's like, guys, welcome to the Marco Wonderman traveling campaign. Definitely Lander Dawnstar does not do rock and roll concerts. We do the rock and roll concerts. And opening for us is this rock band called the
Tokes.
I'm going to leave this open right now. If anybody wants to throw a... Damn! Dreadlord, those are some fucking cool-ass emotes, fam. You also run with the Trinity? God, I found people amongst my people. We are definitely going to have to talk. I'm going to leave Marco Wonderman's like traveling rock band name open. Anybody that wants to help me out and name this rock band of an opposing... group, you can hit me up on the socials here, and Dreadlord and the affiliates of Dreadlord, the people amongst Dreadlord, hit me up there. Fucking absolutely, you fucking legends. The fact you got Trinity signs, it makes me... Hoya! This is an 18+ stream. And so the band, the rock band, come on, we've been talking about nipples all day. I think we knew about that already. The rock band starts playing. The Marco Wonderman rock band that is not named currently starts playing, and Marco the mayor pointed toward a portion of the pavilion that's more private than others portions of the pavilion. You're more than welcome to take over and drag and ask Stefan.
Yeah. So as I just gonna look at Stefan. Stefan's what race is Stefan disguised as?
Just
Human.
a labor, like a human, yeah.
Human. Okay, I didn't know if it was like a halfling or.
He rolled a nat 20 on history check. I'm just gonna take liberty and say it's a human. It's the most believable.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah. So I'm just gonna look at Stefan and say, would you kindly have a word with me in private?
Of course.
And so I just open up the door and kind of lead him in. And I'm gonna. Are you gonna enter in with me?
Yeah, I follow.
Word. So as soon as you walk in, I'm gonna shut the door and take a quick look around, and just start get a stern look on my face.
Make a perception check.
Okie dokie. Where are we at? 14.
You guys are alone.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of get a stern look on my face, squint my eyes, and kind of step a little closer to Stefan and say, "Yeah, what's your real name?"
Oh, hold on. I do want to mention that you also, as much as Stefan believes this is Marco Wonderman believes this is Stefan. Yeah,
I know. I'm going with that in mind.
Okay.
No, what's your real name? I saw who you were standing with.
Oh, you're right.
Peyo?
Oh, he called you.
No. We were scattered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were across the.
We were scattered.
Make an insight check.
Because what everyone was there, right? As far as I can remember.
They were split up. They did kind of mention that they were going to sabotage. Nat 20. You whispered GM'd it, but I will also bring it to the chat so other people can see.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's like dead ass. You rolled a nat 20 insight. So you definitely
Yeah,
keep going.
I saw everyone from the Red Dragon, and I know for a fact no one made it out of Penguin alive. What's your real name?
So Getafix, right now, you are in disguise. And Marco Wonderman is like, yo, come with me, man. Come with me in private. And you're like, okay, you know what? This also might be a good chance for you to revert back to Getafix, right? Because you're running out of time.
Right. Yeah, that was my thing. I was like, oh, fuck, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
sure. Yeah, you want to go somewhere? You want to go somewhere private? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You've convinced all your cronies to let you come out in private? Yeah, fuck yeah. And so you go with him, and he says, you're traveling with Peyo Morisan. What's your real name? Nobody in Penguin made it out alive. Like, you're definitely someone different.
Yep. So I'll switch back to, like, I'll remove disguise self and switch back to Getafix.
Fuck yeah. And
Getafix. I should have known.
Why do you say that?
And I'm just gonna wink at him real quick, and immediately my face is going to shimmer. Kind of almost like Mystique from the X-Men.
Okay.
Gonna shimmer, and it's going to turn white and splotchy. My eyes turn completely black. And then it shimmers again really quick, kind of like from top to bottom. And I assume the image of Garrett.
So you just turn into Garrett.
Yep.
Okay, you turn into Garrett right in front of Getafix. Getafix turns into Getafix, and Garrett turns into Garrett.
What are you trying to do? That's
Don't worry, good friend. I've got a plan. I've got things in motion. Things have been happening. I've been keeping in touch with Land of Dawnstar. Just know we're on the same team. And just like that, I'm just going to kind of shimmer again really quick and turn right back into Marco. And with that, I'm going to walk out the front door, arm in arm with Getafix, and join the party as my politician self.
As your political ass. I just have to figure out the DC on the strength check. DC 11. The Zilla looks like I'm gonna do the push-ups now. Yeah, Getafix, how do you react to that?
I'm just dumbfounded. I guess I got questions for Dawnstar.
You're like, what the fuck? And
What
also Garrett, you never talked to Land of Dawnstar, so make a deception check. Because you've never ever talked to Land of Dawnstar about this.
Can I?
Oh man, that was...
Can you just say it out loud if you don't mind?
Yeah, that was just a fantastic 9.
Fantastic 9. Roll an insight check, Getafix.
All right. If it's a nat 20, I'm just going to bed. I'm never playing again.
Because you peaked.
Oh, it's a 10. It's a 10.
It's a 10. So you actually just beat Garrett's. You understand that, like, Garrett, like,
It was a challenge.
Fucking Marco Wonderman just turned into fucking Garrett. And Garrett's like, yo, Lander Dawnstar said that this was cool. Focus up. And you're like, I don't believe this.
Yeah.
Barely. You're like not sure if you believe it or not, but you like kind of don't believe it.
Are you alright? Oh, there he goes.
Did you hear that, by the way? I was doing push-ups. I wasn't by
Oh.
my microphone.
Nope.
Okay. You don't believe Marco Wonderman. Marco Wonderman turned into You don't believe Marco Wonderman because Marco Wonderman turned into Garrett, the artificer in your party. Then the artificer in your party is like, don't worry, Lander said this was cool. And you're like, I don't remember Lander saying anything about this. In fact, you guys, I should have let you roll your insight with advantage because you guys asked Lander about Garrett. And Lander's like, I don't fucking trust that guy. I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about that guy. So for you to only save by 1, you're like, I get the fact you just turned into Garrett, but like, what? Like, Noonie? So you don't really, you can continue the dialogue if you want. Ask more questions. Getafix.
Well, he said he was walking out.
What was that?
He said he walked out of the room.
Yep, open the front door.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
join
and
the
he
party.
walked out. Okay, Getafix. I think we should just end it here because it's an hour past that time. Unless, you know, I'm sure everybody. If any one person wants to go to bed, that's totally fine. So let's just end it here.
I gotta get up early.
We gotta hit the rack. I was just looking at the time too. So let's hit the rack. Let's end it here. You guys are like, what the fuck? Like, without metagaming. None of you know what happened. Getafix. I'm gonna tell you this right now though. You are currently Getafix, and you walk out. Marco Wonderman shifted into Getafix, or into Garrett. Fuck, the names. God damn it, my brain. Marco Wonderman shifted into Garrett and said, yo, this is totally fine. Trust me. Lander wanted this. It's okay. And you, like, believe him, but, like, you also don't believe him. Like, you're just like, wait, what? Like, no, Lander doesn't even fucking know you, bro. And then he shifts back into Marco, and he walks out. And now you are in Getafix form, and you can't do your Furbog magic, right, until a long rest.
I mean, right. Like,
Right.
But unless I get hidden step, I could.
It doesn't matter. Like, we can worry about that later. Next episode.
I have to come up with something.
Yeah,
I got a week to think on it.
I mean, and at worst, the fucking fisherman Steph Workhard or whatever it was, Steph Hardworker.
Stefan Hardworker.
Stefan Hardworker just doesn't. Stefan Hardworker just ends up not showing to the party, and Marco Wonderman just fucking takes it from there. So it's like, what?
No one ever sees Stefan again.
Yeah, Peyo Morrison, Erizo, you guys are getting your seats at the banquet. You're like ordering your drinks, and that's just where we're gonna end it here.
This was insane.
Yeah, dude, like,